Yeah. It's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, to back the facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, there's a jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, to back the facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, there's a jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's a podcast, yeah. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. First off, salute the chat. And to all new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real, well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't get sent to the bathroom. We got all the stats, to back the facts in the morning or the afternoon. Tuesday, women's POV, 2 Fridays, there's a jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky, I hope you know. This might be risky, let's go, let's go. This might be risky, no, I love you, real, I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP, it's time to start the show. Yeah, it's a podcast.
DJ HAMP, the Stampede.
to tell a friend. DJ HAMP about to go live again. So hit the likes, my friend, on your way in. To our new cousins, welcome back. Heard you searching for the real. Well, this is where it's at. The latest topics and panels and brother, don't consent to the bathroom. We got all the stats to back the facts in the morning.
Put him in the fucking...
Tuesday, women's POV, to Fridays, dancing jamming tune. It's a community of real, and we better than the world news. This might be risky. I hope you know. This might be risky. Let's go, let's go. This might be risky. No, I love you, bro. I love it. This might be risky. Salute to DJ HAMP. It's time to start the show. Salute to DJ HAMP. It's time to start the show.
Shit like that, 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 shit.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I did that.
Yo, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most, man. DJ HAMP, the same people in the building. Melly be up here shortly, man. I got something to do this afternoon. We got to get it popping, man. Let me see you in the chat real quick. Mr. Williams, what up? AC, what up? D Majesty in the building. Mel, you already know. DJ Smoke was good, kid. Bravo in the building. Salute, 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 man. Fish in the Fit was popping. My brother Aaron Shalawam was goody. Salute, man. Almond Eyes in the building. Homeboy Shalom was good. Impress always putting in work. That's always a blessing. Was popping. E-Dub, Mr. JTK, of course. Nightbot behaving. That's always a blessing. CC, what up?
Wow.
Kareem, what's going on, man? Hope all is well, man. Love C in the building. Daniel, what up, my G? Fo was good. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I mean, I'll be here, man. I just gotta hit the button. You heard? It is what it is. Know what I mean? Nightbot behaving is always a blessing. Salute to the 50 people in the building. Please hit the like button. How y'all feeling, man? Put a one in the chat if you feeling all right, man. Hope all is well. Hope everything's everything, man. You know? Well, I'll be up here in a minute, but we got to get this show popping. Once again, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Big Moon Fasa, what up? Let me see. Let me set this goal. See if we can get it popping. All right. Got that. Have you hit the like button? That's the key. JG was popping. I know what's good. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man. I got a couple things I want to run through real quick, man. Let's see. Hit the like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
What the hell? Oh my God! No way! Talking about.
Yo, so they had put this up there, right? Kind of clowning and shit like that, you know? Did y'all see this video? If y'all don't know who this is, I'm sure y'all do though. You know what I'm saying? This Dame Dash on the heavy bag, you know? So Dame Dash, how old is Dame Dash? 50? 55? So he posted this video himself of him hitting the heavy bag. You know what I'm saying? What y'all think? Did y'all see this video? Oh shit. I be forgetting, man. I got so much shit to do. Yo, make sure. Wow. Yeah, he gotta be 50 at least. Yo, man, remember we got the shot candy coated cyanide project. We trying to reach the goal of $5,000. We are at $3,200. We got about, I think, 10 more days. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all go to the link. Just donate $5 or $10. You heard? $5 or $10 to the Indiegogo link. So far, we raised over $3,100, man. We almost at the goal. We got about 10 days left, man. Let's hit this goal.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Candy coated cyanide, man. I know you got $5, B. You know, you can pick one of the packages or you can put in a custom number. You don't need to donate to Indiegogo specifically. Make sure you click that off, all right? You know, hit the link, man. Make the donation. Let's see what we can reach today, man. Shaw, keep us posted, man. We got 50 people in the building. I know somebody got $5. Let's do it, baby. All right. So Dame, what Dame, like 55, 53? So, you know, he been going back and forth with Cam and all that. You know what I'm saying? And they've been clowning, joking, you know. But I think it's beyond the jokes, man, with the shit that they willing to say and all that. The type of shit they talking, they trying to expose each other, you know? So, what y'all think of this? So, Cam posted this, you know what I'm saying?
I would turn green from me, being in the trenches. Him living adventurous, not worrying about expenditures. Think, yeah. To find a way, to find a way, to find a way, to do whatever it takes. To find a way, money, my nigga. Find a way, to find a way. I would turn green from me, being in the trenches. Him living adventurous, not worrying about expenditures. To find a way, to find a way, to find a way, to do whatever it takes. To find a way, money, my nigga. Find a way, to find a way. I would turn green from me, being in the trenches. Him living adventurous, not worrying about his.
What y'all think, man? How Dame doing on that bag, man? What y'all think? Let me tell y'all what y'all should think. Let me tell y'all what y'all should think about this heavy bag work. All right. This is good heavy bag work. This is how you work the heavy bag, right? Let's say you work in a heavy bag for 12 rounds. You start out a lot of different ways. You know what I'm saying? His hands is up, his elbows is tucked. He getting his head off the line, even if it's subtle, you know. His punches are decently crisp. I mean, you probably want to turn him over a little bit more, right? But it's a fill out round, you know. But he coming back to high guard and all that, right? And he turning his punches enough, you know. He doing a lot of shovel hooking, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that. But when you don't understand something, right? You don't understand what you're looking at. They thought that they was going to clown them. What it really actually exposes how much they don't know about the sport itself. A lot of us be commenting on shit we don't understand, right? We cast aspersion or judgment on the thing that we don't understand. Know what I'm saying? But he actually doing a decent job on this heavy bag. I don't know how heavy that bag is. It's probably a shit. But the way it's moving, he ain't really putting on it. It's probably a 50-pound bag. You know what I'm saying? But he got good gloves on. He don't got no Everlast gloves on. He got the Cleto Reyes on, which them shits is at least $150. You know what I'm saying? Those will last you a long time. You know? But I just looked at this, right? And I thought they think that they was going to get a response that they didn't actually get. Feel me? The response they wanted isn't overwhelmingly here, right? People who hit the heavy bag or understand what they're looking at see it as a pretty decent job on the bag, considering, right? Because again, you don't know how many rounds he got on. Now he might just be hitting it just for the hell of it, you know, and it don't look like he breathing great, you know. But just generally his placement, right? His head coming off the line a little bit, him coming back to high guard, you know what I'm saying? You know, he got a little bit of movement, right? You see him, right? And it's not a whole bunch. You think motherfuckers be on the heavy bag fucking jumping around and punching and do you see that shit on them clips, right? That's people who doing it strictly because they on that camera. But if you got heavy bag work that day, you got to work the heavy bag all day. You want a heavy bag for an hour. How you think you working a heavy bag for an hour straight? Like, how long you think you working? You think you motherfucker doing all this shit the whole time? Nah, you working. Boom, boom. Move your head a little bit, right? Conserve your energy, right? You fighting in the pocket. He doing the right thing here. Know what I'm saying? He doing the right thing here. But a lot of people don't know or don't understand, you know? But it was actually dope that a lot of people who actually commented on it kind of understood what they were looking at, you know? Like he's saying, don't do this, but this shit ain't too bad. Right? I just want y'all to stand your fat ass up and throw in shadow box for 2 minutes and see how you feel. Now you take that and then increase the fatigue by at least 1 or 2 exponents, right? To where you actually got to hit the bag. But I just want to point out, right? Because they try to clown Dame, right? Right? It's not bad work, right? It's not terrible work that you're looking at, you know. But a lot of people don't know what they're looking at, and they telling themselves by commenting too much, talking too much, right? When they never actually done it or even tried to experience it, you know. So yeah, man.
Wow.
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Baker Man, what up? Omega, what's good? Yeah, it's not bad at all, man. I'm telling you, bro. When you walk in the gym that day, right? And that day, you don't know what you got, depending on how your coach be coaching you. He's like, okay, you got heavy bag work today, right? It's almost like you almost be like, damn, nigga, I'd rather hit the speed bag. You know what I'm saying? Especially depending on how many heavy bags. Let's say you get stuck on a bag that don't got enough fucking sand in the top. So now what happens when you hit it, right? Your hand don't bounce back. It don't return. You know, you got to do all the work. It's a whole lot of shit that go into this, you know, and Dame know he got a light bag there. So him trying to pound the shit, you can't even work like that. Right? Because that's a light bag. But people don't know what they looking at. They just talking that shit. I'm telling you, man, people be exposed. Shut the fuck up. This one backfired on Cam is all I'm saying, bro. You know? Like, share, subscribe, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me read this super chat real quick. Salute to everybody in the building. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Son Kids.
Wow.
Shalom, of course, man. Salute. Thank you for the consistency. Let's get it, man. Strada, what up? CJ, what up? You seen that clip I posted? I got to tag Strada in this shit too. Mr. Center of the World, what's good? Angel, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Keisha, what up? Baker Man, I see you, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, man. I don't know if y'all heard about this, man. Breaking news, man. Man arrested at Atlanta airport after mass shooting threat.
Madison Scarpina reports she's live in Atlanta. Force Madison's what's up?
Hey, John. Yeah, we're getting all this information from Fox 5 Atlanta from sources inside the Atlanta Police Department. But we're learning that a convicted felon was allegedly planning to shoot up the Atlanta airport today, the world's busiest airport, armed with an AR-15. And that suspect reportedly did get.
Now, before we get to it, busiest airport in the world, most efficient airport in the world. I don't know. I've been there a bunch of times. It seemed pretty legit to me in terms of that claim. Now, let me ask you a question. What's his nationality?
Perfect.
Yo, James, I gotta see it. I never see it. I gotta watch it back. Is it better? Yeah, that train. No bullshit. Hey, let me ask you. What was his nationality, though?
Shit like that.
Perfect.
Huh? Let me ask you. What was his nationality? There gotta be something to this shit, bro. Like, we gotta call a spade, right? A pig, and a white boy, man. You heard?
Perfect.
Like, yo, when we think drive by, we gotta just start calling this shit out, man. It's too consistent. Okay, I got you. Thank you, James. Thank you, Empress. Yeah, the mid-roll. Okay. Yo, I'm just saying, man, there's something to this shit, baby.
Inside the airport before police quickly stopped him. So here's a live look at Hartsfield-Jackson right now. And here's what we know. Our affiliate source says that this felon did a FaceTime call with family members, allegedly telling them his plans to shoot up the Atlanta airport. Someone reportedly notified police after that call. who then found the suspect's car outside of the airport. It was blocking traffic, but the suspect was not inside. Police reportedly did end up finding the felon inside of the airport. They grabbed him, took him into custody, and authorities reportedly found that AR-15 while searching his car.
Bringing your attention to Hartsfield-Jackson, Atlanta International Airport, where a convicted felon targeted the airport today. When I first heard about it, I knew it had to be the usual suspect, especially when they said he was coming from Cartersville. That area is outside of Atlanta. It's not black, but it wasn't confirmed until they showed Billy's mugshot. And no, I'm not joking. His name is really Billy. Apparently this morning, Billy went live saying what he was about to do.
His name is, Billy. I thought she said Willie Billy. Lord ADS, what's up?
His family saw his post and immediately did the right thing. They called up the police in Cartersville to tell them Billy was on the way to the Atlanta airport and he threatened to shoot the place up. The problem was Billy was already there. But luckily, they found his truck outside, parked all crazy. He was inside, scoping out the TSA area that was at the South Terminal. Very busy, super busy, with a bunch of domestic departures on that side. We're talking about the busiest airport in the world. There's always so many people in this area coming through TSA. So many people every day. He went in there to scope out the place and was planning to return to his truck where he had an AR-15, 27 rounds, and he was planning to unload.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens, and I'm here along with my colleagues to talk about an incident.
One thing that was odd to me, he had like 30 bullets or something, like 27 bullets, essentially just like one clip. And I think he like went to the airport. Then when they finally accosted him, the gun was still in the car.
Then that could have been tragic, but was averted. So we're joined here by the COO of this city, our chief of police, as well as Captain Shapiro from Sparachio from Cartersville Police, as well as our FBI lead, Mr. Brown, as well as our Ricky Smith from Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. And we are here to talk about an incident that occurred at Hartsfield-Jackson. Shearbon will give you a lot of details about that incident, but in particular, 27 or more lives could have been lost today because an individual came into Hartsfield-Jackson and after being reported coming out of Cartersville, Georgia, that had mental challenges. This individual, thankfully, his family went to the Cartersville police and shared with them what was going on, and they alerted APD, and APD and the airport were aware, and this crisis was averted. But this individual did have a semi-automatic weapon, and this individual was mentally challenged. And when you have those combinations together, it can turn out to be deadly. People that are mentally challenged, and he happened to also have a felon from a few years back. So he's a felon with a semi-automatic weapon, and he's got mental challenges, and he's approaching the world's busiest and most efficient airport. This crisis, we're thankful to God and to good information and good intel and good people for this crisis being averted. Just a few weeks ago, we dealt with the CDC shooting that occurred in this city, where another individual coming out of Kennesaw had a mental challenge and a high-powered weapon and ended up killing a DeKalb County police officer and striking the.
Now, last week, right, when we was assessing the Mississippi shootings at the schools and all that, right, where people tragically lost their lives for seemingly no reason or reason that ain't good enough, right? Like, we didn't understand it, right? The black on black violence in those small towns, those small cities at the colleges and the high schools, right? The ridiculous nature of it. And Cheeky came up and said, yo, mental health, right? These people that are willing to do those type of things, something got to be wrong. Is that okay? Like, is that how we need to assess it, or is that a cop-out, right? They're saying that this dude had mental health issues that was about to shoot up the airport. Like, is that a cop-out? Do these people need to be held fully accountable? The dude was already a felon, right? So he already got prosecuted, it seems. Like, how do we really break that down? This is what I think about it. There are people with actual mental health issues. When we water this shit down with these people who are doing egregious things, I think it does a disservice to the people that actually have those issues. You know? Because then if you say he's going to shoot up the airport, he had an issue, right? Did Timothy McVeigh have an issue? Did Tukey Williams have an issue? Like, are we saying that these type of people willing to do such egregious things, do they really have a mental retardation? How do you break this down? Okay. Valid. Okay. And now let me ask y'all a question, right? And I'm sincerely asking, like, people that have Down syndrome, right? Is there a different category there? Like, is Down syndrome like that's not what we're talking about, right? Are we talking about like a bipolar, schizophrenics, and things of that nature? right? Or so Rilla made a good point. Are we saying mental retardation, like Down syndrome, is totally separate from like bipolar, schizophrenia, right? I'm trying to understand it. I saw one guy, he bust out the door with a hammer at his mom's house, and they called and said, hey, he has a mental, I think maybe, I don't know if it was mental retardation or a mental health issue, and he bust out the door with the hammer, and the cop shot him up. I don't know if, did y'all see that? Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna let this play. Let me see if I can find this a little bit, just so I know more about the story in case you haven't heard about it. All right.
CDC, as well as striking fear into the communities around. We also had an individual just last year in Midtown that was also seeking mental health with his parents, but ended up causing loss of life in that regard as well. We also had a Four Seasons hotel and residence, an individual with high-powered weapons and a mental health diagnosis. So what you're seeing is we are experiencing across the nation and even in this great city where guns and mental health challenges going together can propose a deadly scenario. We're thankful that in this situation today, this crisis was averted. And so now I would turn it over to our police chief, Darren Schierbaum, to be able to give you more details about all of the aspects of this situation.
Good afternoon, everyone. Appreciate you all being here. As the mayor stated, we are here today to announce an arrest of an individual that posed a threat to our airport, but also to note that because of the community, in the case of the family, as well as the joint collaboration of law enforcement, that a tragedy was indeed averted. The Atlanta airport, the busiest in the world, most efficient, remains safe. Each and every day, we have a range of resources in place to keep the airport safe, including our special response team and the many officers that are assigned there. That team trains regularly for scenarios just like today. And I want to thank the men and women of the airport for their response. We have taken in custody and have under arrest a Billy Cagle, age 49, resident of Cartersville, Georgia. At approximately 9:40 this morning, the Atlanta Police Department was alerted by the Cartersville Police Department of a potential threat at the airport. Cartersville Police Department was alerted by the family of Mr. Cagle that he was streaming on social media, that he was headed to the airport, in their words, to shoot it up. And the family stated that he was in possession of an assault rifle. What we didn't know is that Mr. Cagle had already arrived at the airport. In fact, we know that he arrived at 9:29 going to the South Terminal, and that he entered the airport shortly thereafter at 9:31. At that time, we do not believe he was armed. He entered the South Domestic Terminal, and from video we will show you he seemed to be very interested in the TSA check-in area, which you can see was heavily crowded with travelers. At approximately 9:54, officers of this department, armed with a photograph of Mr. Cagle and being provided up-to-date information from their sergeant as she spoke to the Cartersville Police Department and a family member, was able to locate Mr. Cagle and take him into custody. He had arrived at the airport in a Chevy flatbed pickup that was part of the lookout provided to us by Cartersville PD. That vehicle was parked immediately outside. When we went to that vehicle, we found inside a Springfield AR-15 assault rifle, a 5.56 St. Victor model with 27 rounds of ammunition. We did have a tragedy averted today. I, just a short while ago, spoke to two officers of this department and thanked them, because if it were not for Officer Gibson and Officer Banks, and if it were not for their Sergeant Jones that was providing them, I do believe that Mr. Cagle was headed back to his truck to retrieve it. And I do believe he was likely to use that weapon inside the crowded terminal that he had just seen. We are working closely with the District Attorney of Clayton County, District Attorney Mosley, and we have charged Mr. Cagle with a count of terroristic threats, criminal attempt to commit aggravated assaults, possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. We're here today briefing you on a success and not a tragedy, because a family saw something and said something. A family
intervenes based on what we know, saved a whole bunch of lives, right? But the conversation, right? Let me just ask a question. Let me ask a few questions. In terms of this, right? Put a 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. Okay? Put a 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. For mental health issues, right? Timothy McVeigh, 1 for yes, 2 for no. 1 for yes, 2 for no. No. Okay. Tukey Williams. Just put your answer once so I can see once it's repeated. I know you're talking about the next person. Tukey Williams, 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. Okay. Al Capone. 1 in the chat for yes, 2 in the chat for no. I'm trying to see like where this ends. Okay, let me say something that's a little bit more obvious. How about Jeffrey Dahmer? Yo, do me a favor. Put the name. Yeah, do that. Put like Dahmer and then put the 1 or the 2. All right, put the name and then put the 1 or the 2. That way I know what the association is. Jeffrey Dahmer. Is it Dahmer 1, Dahmer 2? So yes for Dahmer. Okay, 2 for Tukey, 1 for Dahmer. Okay. How about, do you guys know who Monster Cody is? You know who Monster Cody is? Y'all might not know who Monster Cody is, but I know y'all know who this is though. Fleece Johnson. I know y'all know who Fleece Johnson is. Fleece Johnson, 1 or 2? 1 for Monster. Okay. Fleece Johnson. One for yes, 2 for no. Fleece Johnson got a 1 or 2? No. I'm not playing a nuance game. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Really, I'm not playing that game. No. Y'all heard Fleece story. Charles Manson. No. I'm not playing that game. Nope. I'm just trying to see what's obvious. Charles Manson. I'm just trying to understand this, man. You know, I don't know enough about it, right? I never leaned into it, you know, just to be honest. But I'm just I know about those people. So the people who lean into mental health, I just want to catch y'all drift on it. That's all. You heard? Now, you know, what does it look like? Where does it show up when we have this thought? Because I'm looking at this white man that wanted to shoot up the fucking airport. And because his family say he got mental health, he got mental health. But the truth is, you start saying he got mental health. So by the time he get to the courthouse, the sentiment about him is that he got mental health. So now when he get in there, he got the leniency of mental health. Right? You the family a part of it. Hey, listen, he fucked up in the head, right? Let's start the narrative so that when it's time to prosecute him, right, and judge him for his potential actions, I can judge him based on us believing that he got mental health. That's how the game be going. But you see what I'm saying? You start the narrative now. So now when it's time to prosecute him, you prosecute him under the guise of he got mental health issue. Right? So now there's leniency there. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, exactly, Shad. So it's like, yo, so this dude, right? You feel me? So it's interesting. Let me hear this because Susan, my OG Rilla, he has said it in the chat. I just wanted to see what he was talking about.
What does madness look like to you, Keisha, when you see it creeping up in group?
There was one time he stood outside for 24 hours at the door, just standing. I said, get inside. No. I said, did somebody give you a cookie or lace it? What is wrong with you? Because I'm not even catching on. Mm-hmm. I just want to stand up out here. He said out there 24 hours. So I said, okay, there's an episode coming. Mm-hmm. I wasn't that good of a pro yet. So the episode came like a week or 2 after that. So that was a sign.
So do you have to just let him be in those moments, even though you just standing outside, you just let him stand there? Or?
No, I don't play with him now. Then I let him stand out there for the 24 hours, even 4 or 5 a.m. he out there. But if he was to do that now, he going to the hospital.
Do your kids break you out that episode? Like when you see the kids, you're like, nah.
He hasn't had an episode since they were born.
Wow. Like that would make me just be so scared about. Like that would scare me. Like I cannot level my kids see me like that, and I can not be where like I'm not on point to be needed to handle the business of raising the baby. Like I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get them up for school every day. I can't be in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? My little boy, he can't even stand a day without me. He like, Dad, I miss you when I leave. So I just want to be on point for my kid.
So now he has the kids, right? How do you classify that? He has the kids now, so now he hasn't had an episode since he had the kids. How old are his kids? That's the part that is so confusing to me, just to be honest. It leaves me confounded. So the kids are just a trigger to not be triggered, to not stand outside for 24 hours. I'm just trying to understand it, right? And I wonder if based on him saying that, or is it the medicine, or based on him saying that is what I'm saying about it, does it give that more credence? Because maybe it's drugs. He didn't mention drugs here, right? He didn't say drugs. Maybe y'all know if he on drugs or not. I don't know, right? But he's saying I cannot have a mental health episode. I can't be subjected to a hospital because of my kids now. So now he has control over these issues, these episodes. How does it work? Is it that simple? Is it that simple? Did the kids make something snap in his head? We see things that we deem so outrageous, right? And they saying, nah, it's from the lean. It's from all the stuff that you subjected your body to is why you here now. We see shit like this and we got to say something got to be wrong with this nigga, right?
To get him off her. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dylan Fearon. Now at 5 o'clock, we are learning more about the man accused of attacking a Middletown police officer. And we have the horrifying body cam footage. The suspect, Winston Tate, was in court today. We know the officer, Carly Travis, shot Tate several times to get him off her. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Dylan Fearon was in court with the suspect. He is joining us live outside Middletown Police with more tonight. Dylan.
Well, Mark, we just heard from Middletown's police chief. He is praising Detective Travis tonight, calling her a hero. The good news is Detective Travis is at home resting. She is injured, but is expected to make a full recovery. We do have the disturbing body cam footage. It's 30 seconds long, the entire encounter. We're going to show you the first 15 seconds because the rest of that body cam footage is just too graphic.
Can you put that down, please? What? Can you put that down, please? Down. Call your back up, come up high. Stop! Stop!
Now, what happens after that is just incredibly frightening. Winston Tate was able to get Detective Travis on the ground. You saw in that footage, he does have a hammer in too graphic.
Can you put that down, please? What? Can you put that down, please? Down. Call your back up, come up high. Stop! Stop!
Now, what happens after that?
The dude, what y'all think? He had mental health. I need y'all edification on this. You know, you see this face. We always talking that shit when we see this face. This face.
He talked about duty, sacrifice, and running toward danger, which is exactly what he did outside of the CDC tonight. 11 Alive's Dan Kennedy takes us back to the moment he first put on the badge.
When we step out onto these streets, we are ready. Then when someone calls for help, we don't hesitate. That when things get tough, and they will, we don't break.
David Rose wasn't just speaking empty words. The fallen officer died doing exactly what he promised to do.
From the very first day, we learned that policing isn't just about enforcing the law. It's about protecting the vulnerable, standing for justice, and being the person who runs towards danger when others run away.
Rose was chosen as class leader of DeKalb County Police Academy Class 138.
Badge 3819
David Rose.
On March 31st, it was his wife who pinned his badge. And from that stage, Rose stepped into his career.
This is more than a career, it's a calling. And today we answer that call.
Rose answered his final call outside the CDC, 5 months after crossing the stage and shaking the hands of the very officials who would later announce his line of duty death.
These are individuals who run towards danger when we have the ability to run away.
From this day forward, we carry the weight of this badge with pride, with humility, and with unwavering commitment to serve and protect.
That was our Dane Kennedy reporting. Officer Rose was 33 years old. He leaves behind his wife, 3 children, and his fellow officers. His death marks the first DeKalb County officer killed in the line of duty in nearly 5 years.
How does this? Hold on. Can y'all hear the video? I'm just wondering, how does this work? All right, they said that the dude who shot up the CDC had a mental health issue also. His family just supposed to expect that. Now we prosecute him for less because he run up on the CDC with a burner and start shooting up shit. Now the officer that said he run towards danger, right? He said that that's his job, right? That's what he here to do. Now he dead. Can y'all hear this? Let me see if I can hear this.
Fire near Emory University, just outside the CDC headquarters, late yesterday afternoon, with at least 4 buildings struck by gunfire. DeKalb County for Disease Control and Prevention left shaken after a deadly shooting. Authorities say a gunman opened fire near Emory University, just outside the CDC headquarters, late yesterday afternoon, with at least 4 buildings struck by gunfire. DeKalb County police officer David Rose was fatally injured while responding to the scene. The 33-year-old was a married father of 2 with a 3rd child on the way. Dave Malkoff is in Atlanta with the very latest. Dave, good morning.
Good morning. A really tough day for the Atlanta community, especially in law enforcement. This is the CDC right behind me. The windows were hit with rapid gunfire with people inside there. We're told the gunfire actually came from the CVS pharmacy across the street. On the 2nd floor is where they found the gunman shot dead. Not sure if he was shot by police or if he shot himself. An alert sent to the Emory University community was crystal clear. Run, hide, fight.
First reaction is to freak out because something was telling me not to leave the hospital, and I left, and then to see this. But yeah, very shocking.
Police say a man opened fire near the school, hitting several buildings at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention headquarters.
I heard what I at first thought was maybe construction, people doing roofing work, but the reports just kept coming, and I kind of grew up around guns, and you figure out pretty quickly that this is not a hammer that you're listening to.
Police say when it was all over, the gunman and 33-year-old DeKalb County officer David Rose were both dead.
We don't have any civilians that have been shot in this active shooter incident. Thank God for that.
Officers responding to the incident heard gunshots at a nearby drugstore.
We later found the shooter on the 2nd floor of the CVS. He had been struck by gunfire. We do not know at this time whether that was from officers or if it was self-inflicted.
More than 90 children who are at a CDC daycare are all safe. Now, all of those children were reunited with their parents. They were standing out here on the street for a while. Let's talk about Officer David Rose. He had just joined the force less than a year ago here in DeKalb County. He was a father. He had a baby on the way. And right now, he is being mourned by all of the law enforcement community. And Adriana, the FBI, the GBI, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and also the Atlanta Police Department are all working together to figure out what this crime was and why this man started shooting at the CDC across the street.
All right, Dave, thank you so much. Those details are so hard to hear. We're thinking of that police officer's family.
Hitting 6 different. Breaking right now at noon, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has just released a picture of the CDC shooting suspect. That is 30-year-old Patrick Joseph White. The GBI says that White shot and killed himself during Friday's shooting, amounting to more than 500 shell casings and nearly 200 rounds of bullets, hitting 6 different buildings on the CDC campus, shattering 150 windows. The GBI said that White broke into his father's gun safe and stole 5 guns used in the attack.
So in the other clip, the mayor is going across like this was about to happen at Atlanta airport. He also mentioned the this CDC shooting. he said in the other clip, I'm gonna see if I can find it again, that person had mental health as well during the CDC shooting, right? But the man killed himself in the second floor of the CVS. But he even said that for this part too, right? People are dealing with issues, right? But in the commission of the crime, where do you layer that at though? If you take one of mine, I can't accept the fucking, oh, there's something wrong with this nigga, so now we prosecute him differently. I just don't, it don't resonate well with me in these instances. Right? Like, are you just, yeah, that's all I'm saying, really. You know what I'm saying? It just, I just don't know if I could accept it, you know? God forbid. Let me see if we heard it in this clip real quick.
They knew they had a family member in crisis. They knew they had access to firearms, and they were on social media. This is something we've seen across the country time and time again. Social media postings, people with an awareness, individuals with access to a firearm. But today, the family said something. The local police in Cartersville quickly notified the Atlanta Police Department. And the Atlanta Police Department, using its resources at the airport, took the individual into custody. So today is how it should work. Community, law enforcement, dedicated men and women wearing the uniform and trained to respond when their community needs them. So thank you, Mr. Mayor, for making sure we have the resources to keep our airport safe and keep our city safe. And thank you to the men and women of the Atlanta Police Department, particularly our airport section, for what you did today. And now I'm going to turn the podium over to our representative from Cartersville, Captain Sparacio, for comments from him. Thank you.
That Mr. Cagle was en route to somewhere in the Atlanta area. They weren't sure. Ultimately,
he said it. I think the mayor said it. Yeah, the mayor has said it. Thank you. Prior to it, right? And I just don't know where you lay it at. You know what I'm saying? And this probably deserve a conversation in itself. I was more so covering this because it was a trending topic, you know. But the mental health thing, you know, I'm really on the fence with that shit, right? And then I just trying to predicate how my mind works based on the Athenians gives me cause for pause. You know? Yeah, so like even like where they get put, like placement, right? So you catch a body, you go into a maximum security 23-1, you know? But if you catch a body under the guise of mental health, they put you in a place where it's not as punitive, you know? So the differentiation alone, I just thinking through it, you know what I'm saying? Let me read these real quick. Zeke, what up?
What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen, dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
To my aunt, Ezekiel Ben Israel in the building who gifted 5. This might be risky memberships, man. Whoever got blessed with one, please maintain it. Salute. Zeke with the 10 ounces. Support and send super chat if you can. You Juan with the $5 says most mental issues are developed via the environment if you have the gene expression for said disorder. One can say every violent felon is mental. Well, that's the allegation, or that's what's being alleged. You know, so when you say your gene is different, is it like sickle cell? So like if you have sickle cell trait, your blood isn't, you know, super circular. It has that sickle like curve to it. You know, so like if your father has sickle cell and your mom doesn't, you can't get sickle cell, but you can have the trait though. Like, is that what that is? Right? Is that a fair analogy? No, and that's the thing. People are claiming mental health, right? With no backstory, and then because they can get diagnosed by a doctor, right? A defense attorney can hire a doctor that can say this person is mentally ill, mentally insane. And these are the factors that I'm considering where they already start the sentiment. Oh, something wrong with this nigga. So now we look at him as such. You know, like I know how this thing go. You know. Interesting, man. Hit the like button. Yeah. Yeah, they get evaluated. I mean, I don't even know what the argument is. I'm just saying, man, it's a lot that goes into it seemingly, you know. And like you guys were saying, it's more nuanced. But I think the fact that we give credence to nuance exposes a lot of bullshit within it too. And again, what happens to the people that actually have issues based on chemical imbalances and, like you said, different, like, what happens to those people? What happens when those women were lying about getting raped and all this other shit, like with Brian Banks? What happens to the ones that actually go through that shit? What happens? But everybody can wear the jacket when convenient. I just don't like that game. That's all I'm saying. I just don't like that name. I just don't like that game. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
Trying to feel me, nigga. Politics as usual.
Millions of low-income Americans could lose their food stamp benefits, according to a Congressional Budget Office report. The possibility is because of a newly passed tax and spending cuts package by House Republicans. The analysis adds some families could also see smaller monthly amounts of food stamp assistance. The new legislation would provide trillions of dollars in tax cuts. The move would slash federal support for the food stamp program known as SNAP and Medicaid in order to offset the costs. However, the package is expected to undergo multiple changes in the Senate. Millions of low-income Americans could lose their food stamp benefits, according to a Congressional budget.
For single mother of two, Breanne Stevenson, every month starts the same, checking the balance on her SNAP card, planning meals, and budgeting for baby formula and groceries. But this month, that routine was shattered.
I called my food stamp card on the first of the month. It says it was pending $975. And I waited for the fourth of the month went to the store, and it says $0 on there.
Her benefits stolen in an out-of-state transaction she didn't make. A call to the state's hotline confirmed what she feared. She'd been a victim of SNAP fraud. For single mother of two, Breanne Stevenson, every month starts the same, checking the balance on her SNAP card, planning meals.
Maybe with your EBT card.
Excuse me, say what now?
You can no longer do that.
Well, if it ain't the welfare queen herself. Hey, girl, what's your broken?
So just a PSA for anybody on EBT
Well, yeah, they listening because we all know you the HBIC of the EBT. Go ahead.
that has been paying for your nails, lashes, whatever it may be with your EBT card.
Excuse me, say what now?
You can no longer do that. No, I just went to go get my nails, lashes, and eyebrows done. Went to go swipe my EBT card, and she tells me they no longer accept that. So not only are they taking away junk food, sugary drinks,
In which your teeth and gums are appreciative of that, by the way. Go ahead.
they are giving us all a time limit with how long we can be on EBT.
As they should.
Now you can get your nails done with EBT. So I had to use cash out of my pocket for my nails and eyebrows.
And you just keep driving past the damn dentist. I don't. Ah.
So now I'm $100 short on my freaking rent that I'm supposed to pay today.
Yeah, you need a new method to the madness because your rent is only $100. Come on now.
They need to figure something out because this is not okay.
Well, if it ain't the welfare queen herself. Hey, girl.
Folks struggling to get by as Alabamians are forced to spend more and more on groceries. Emergency SNAP food stamps benefits are coming to an end. It's thanks to the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2023, apparently halting emergency benefits nationwide. NBC 15's Karis Harmon joins us now live in Mobile. Karis, some folks are wondering how they'll even put food on their table.
That's right, Kim. And some shoppers I spoke with today told me they have to break the bank just to get the necessities.
Anyone leaving the grocery store will tell you.
Very high when you can't get a dozen of eggs for less than $5. Very high.
People telling me their grocery bills are far too high.
It's usually around $200 to $300 a week.
I average probably about anywhere from $200 to $275.
Meat and eggs and cheese, all that is high. So about $400 or $500.
People like Christina Peebles are not only getting groceries for themselves, but they also have other mouths to feed.
Everything's went up. I have a 14-year-old and a husband. You definitely don't get a lot for $200 or $300.
Over 390,000 Alabama households could struggle to get food on the table. Emergency allotment for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, better known as SNAP benefits, is coming to an end.
Since March of 2020, we have been issuing emergency allotments, which means that everybody would get their regular allotment during the month. And then at the end of each month, we'd bring them up to the maximum allotment for their household size.
A program that will not continue in March.
Most families will not feel this until the end of the month of March, but we want to go ahead and let individuals know that where they can start saving and being able to prepare for that.
And I have 3 kids now, so food stamp, it helps a lot because I get like a nice amount and then you don't pay any taxes on it.
One woman I spoke with did not want to be on camera. She uses food stamps.
I'm not coming out of pocket paying $405 for food. The food stamps help me.
She will not be affected by the cut to emergency SNAP benefits, but many people could find themselves drowning just for trying to put food on the table.
It's a real big help. So for people that's going to get cut or not even receiving it, I could just only imagine.
Some people saying this could cause problems.
Just because we're not seeing as much COVID cases and things going on with the COVID doesn't mean that people aren't affected by it.
Others say there's an easy solution.
America need to go to work. The Bible say if a man don't work, he don't eat. So they need to go to work.
They're going to tell me this AI too. The voice in the background, that's AI also.
These people that we are, who are these people that we are talking about who have an audacity to cut how we live and how we eat? Who are these people? Are they real people? Say, we're going to cut this, we're going to take this. Do they eat? Are they well off? They cannot be older adults and expect for us to exist and do this and do that. I would like to know who they are. Who are these people that we are talking about who have an audacity to cut?
I didn't get a phone call on my appointment, and I didn't get a letter that said that I was terminated.
Nearly 5 months later, and Angela Briggs, after having her food stamps reinstated, is once again without. Now she's frustrated, wondering how she'll feed her 2 boys.
Balance is $0.
Briggs lives in South Memphis, a part of the Bluff City with limited healthy and affordable food options.
It's no grocery stores. I stay in the heart of South Memphis. I don't have transportation to go to like the food pantry, and the food pantry don't deliver.
Briggs says she's dealing with the same issues once again. Denied benefits, with little to no communication from the proper authorities. These are issues state officials at the start of the year said they were working to fix.
They reached out to an outside vendor to bring them on to help them just move the calls, answer the calls, move the calls, answer the calls.
But now,
how would they like if they benefits went on their card to feed their families? I didn't get a phone call on my appointment, and I didn't get
Guess what? This video goes out to all the people that went out and voted for Donald Trump, especially all you people receiving EBT, Medicaid, food stamps. Y'all voted for Donald Trump, and now, guess what? We got to go back to work. To qualify for EBT and food stamps, you have to be working 30 hours a week. I got 5 kids. I can't work 30 hours a week. Who's going to take care of my kids? And y'all done fucked around and found out, now put it up for everybody. You mean to tell me I got to go back to work and I got 5 kids? Who's going to take care of these 5 kids? I got $72 to last me on this EBT card, and then it's done, and I got to find a job. So thanks a lot, and thank you to anybody that voted for Donald Trump. Shame on you. Now we got to go back to work. What am I going to do?
Y'all sit over there with y'all scamming asses. Y'all constantly trying to get over on people, trying to lie to people and take from people constantly. That's what y'all do.
What y'all think, man? What y'all think?
We're going through. All right, let's get into it. Thumbs up the video, smash subscribe to join the tribe, and ring the post notification bell as well. All right, let's get into it.
My food stamp card was declined. I'm so angry.
This, y'all, this is why. This is why. This is why. Because what? 3 cards full, y'all. Let me pass her a receipt. He's done said, yo, they didn't even buy it, and that's what making me even more mad. And everything won't even run up yet, yo. $1,013. This is why. This is why I be mad at work. This is why I don't want to work on the first. Or the
Yo, you know what's ill? If that bag of dog food is what I think it is, that's the Blue Buffalo. That's the most expensive one they got in most stores. Unless you go to like a Petco or something.
second or the third or the fourth.
I can imagine being broke with not just one child, not 2 children, but 3 children, having my whole family on food stamps, and then when they go to use the card, the food stamp card declines. And being 40 years old on top of that. A 40-year-old with 3 kids on food stamps on Section 8, been on Section 8 for 20 years. Poor kids, like, wow.
Maybe you can't imagine being on food stamps with 3 kids and then going to the store.
From someone, and I just got denied for food stamps because I couldn't. One piece of paper would get me denied for food stamps. I am a single mom of 7, and I just got denied for food stamps because I couldn't get one piece of paper signed saying how much I was receiving from someone for a month. So yes, one piece of paper. I have turned in my income. I have turned in every piece of paper they have asked for. I have turned in my housing. I have turned in my bills, what I have, what I don't have, and I have been denied as a mom of 7 for food stamps because I couldn't get one piece of paper. Someone tell me, is this legal? Someone tell me, is this how it works in your state? I turned in everything on my side, but because I have one piece of paper missing that is not in my control, I've been denied for food stamps. So listen, I need you guys to run the videos because obviously we gotta get it done. Because yeah, I Spark. I don't really DoorDash anymore because they don't really make a lot of money. And then I make my t-shirts. So listen, if you need a t-shirt, a mug, a cup, a sign, hit me up. You can DM me at any of my social medias. Or if you know my number, hit your girl up. But yeah, one piece of paper stop me from food stamps. But that one monkey don't stop no show. Let's go.
Some people trying too many different things at once. You DoorDash, you say, okay, first some people know.
Hearing that a lot of people at the store. Who should I argue with? The government or the clerk at the store?
Well, I'm hearing that a lot of people going down there in that line and they're finding out that they're losing their food stamps and their government assistance. If you are able-bodied, all right, who can go out there and work, and you just found out that you losing your food stamps and your government assistance because it's required for you to go work a certain amount of hours, and you feel like you shouldn't have to do it, then that's on you. That's on you. Of course, they got people out here who's supposed to get government assistance. I feel like all the elderly supposed to get it. Or people who are disabled, you know, they deserve to get it. My tax dollars a day, our tax dollars. I don't mind taking care of people who deserve to get it. But y'all, some of y'all been getting over on the government. Some of y'all been on government assistance, food stamps. Y'all getting child support, Section 8. Y'all getting all that 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And you thought it wasn't gonna change. Now you got this new administration in, and you got all these changes now. And now you got to go out there and work and do something about it. And you mad.
And you mad, right?
And I know y'all won't admit this because I know how y'all are, but y'all aren't really outraged that the food stamps EBT is about to get shut down. Y'all are really outraged because now you're going to have to take the money you normally buy weed, wigs, bundles, get your nails done. Y'all are going to have to take those funds and buy food now. And don't say I'm lying because when y'all were receiving food stamps, you were selling the food stamps. So you weren't worried about feeding your children then. But all of a sudden now, you're outraged. Oh my God, like, why are we going to feed our kids the same way you've been feeding them? Sleeping with that man. Get a few funds from him. Keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even worried about them kids and their well-being. But all of a sudden now, you are. Okay.
Hey, she nailed it. That right there, hey, I love it. That was perfect.
Yo, is it that simple? Rilla, James, Zeke, Rainbow Kid, is it that simple? Li, is it that simple? Hey, take your ass to work. Bust it open for that for them ramen noodles now. Is it that simple? I'm in a bind, Nate. Is that what they down to? What's going on, man? I guess it's so systematic to where, yo, the first hit and they got their bread. So they just go to the store and assume that the bread is up there. I guess ain't nobody calling. They just ringing this shit because they know it's always there on the 1st or the 3rd. 7 kids. Two kids, 3 kids. And the expectation is that the government, the taxpayers indeed provide for the kids. We was having a conversation, salute to Shad and Sean on Sunday, where that's not being said. Is that true? That's not the expectation? What happens though? Crime gonna increase? What's the fallout from this? What does this look like? I just wanted to show it to y'all. And those clips is pretty fresh. And I try to find some that made sense, you know. The brother who was covering most, he had a whole bunch more. The thing about it is you work 20 hours to get $1,000 worth of stamps for food seem like a good trade-off. And I'm assuming you get paid for working those 20 or 30 hours. Like, is it really that low where nobody want to do shit? Let me read this real quick. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Yo, who that? 2K, my brother 2K, Black TV in the building. Good morning, my G. I'm not sure. I think it's probably Black. Black, what's good? Salute to y'all, man. It was all, I couldn't really find that many videos of men. Really, any. I was looking for this shit. That shit is, I think the fallout is gonna be greater than them just not being a Black. What up? It's just not gonna be. I don't know. Is the assumption that crime may increase? Like, what's the fallout from this? As we assess people not having food stamps, Medicaid, and all that. Now you got older people getting caught up in it. You got the disabled. You got children. Is that the acceptable loss that we talk about? Is that the acceptable loss that we talk about, man? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Yeah, now that's how you kill somebody, my brothers. You get right up on the motherfucker and bam, throw his brains all over the sidewalk in broad daylight.
Rock the block, baby.
Perfect. Shit like that.
Yo.
Good morning.
What's poppin'?
What's up?
What's up with the neck on the collar and all that? You borrowing that shirt from somebody?
No, my clothes is just big, man.
What's wrong with your voice?
Wow.
I'm tired.
From what?
Wow.
You said the show wasn't starting until 11.
No, I said maybe.
Wow.
Put him in the perfect. Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Perfect.
But when I get you this morning, you got the time right. Take your ass to bed. How it's looking out there, man?
What you mean? Look good. Niggas is cutting up last night.
What they do?
You know, young boy was out here last night. He's all in the streets. Police had to take him off the streets. Down here causing riots.
Oh, where? Oh, the NBA boy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
His concert was last night, so. And then and Wednesday, Chris Brown was here, so the city been real popping.
Okay. Perfect. What about the grocery store? They popping or is they dry now without the food stamp?
No, the grocery store's packed too.
Damn.
The food stamp it didn't stop in Louisiana yet. Louisiana had their October stamps, so we got to see how it's gonna be on the 1st. They said they ain't got them for the 1st.
Okay.
Shit like that.
Listen, man. I was just covering a couple trending topics, including you know, the dude was gonna shoot up the Atlanta airport. The
I was
CDC.
watching the show.
Okay. So the CDC killer, you know, we're talking about mental health, and I think I just have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? Like people being diagnosed, self-diagnosed, they got this, that going, right? we get on medicine for everything. Then the people who actually dealing with real issues seem to get glossed over or get watered down, and it becomes gray because people use these things conveniently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm making a dead ass serious comparison with the when you know, right? Crying wolf about something that happened. I don't know if you heard the name Brian Banks before.
Brian who?
You heard the name Brian Banks? Well, anyway, he's a football player who was falsely accused of rape, right? He did like 6 or 7 years. Then the girl came out and said he didn't do it, like literally to the lawyer, said, oh, he didn't do nothing to me. Right, the 2 boys in Ohio State who got accused of it after recording a girl saying she was consenting. They were later exonerated, but neither one of them played football again. Right, so now it's like, fuck, I'm not believing nobody. But what happened to the women who actually subjected to that? Right, now you start to doubt everybody, as opposed to including the people who are actually experiencing it, including the people who actually have mental health issues or mental retardations or what have you. Right, that's what my biggest concern. When motherfuckers want to go shoot up some shit, now we saying they got a mental health problem. Now Cheek was saying that last week that there's mental health wrong with these people who are willing to do these things. You know, and Frank made a good point in the chat. He said, well, they have a mental health issue because you can see their behavior is abnormal to societal construct.
Mm-hmm.
So based on it being abnormal, based on society, we can see it, right? But also, when you remember when YouTube first came out, it was only fight videos, and they used to get 1 million views every time. People love that type of shit. Now, I don't know if they want to do it themselves, but people love barbaric things, physical violence, and etc.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It just give me cause for pause. That's all. You know what I mean?
Brother.
Now, you good? You look. Why you look like puffy? You tired for real?
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, you need a Red Bull or something, nigga. Ice don't got enough kick in it, apparently.
I don't even eat ice no more. Keep up.
Word?
Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling.
Yo. Let's get it, man. Make sure I hit the like button. So, unconditional love equals or is anti-blackness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you first sent this to me, I was thinking about the division between black people in terms of like ADOS, FBA, the Caribbean, Africans, and etc. Right? But I was totally off. And then when the premise clicked in my head, I said, "Oh, I see it now." Can you break this down for us?
Okay, yeah. So even the thing that triggered in me was them always talking about anti-blackness when it's something that somebody else is doing to us, right? When the tethers or whatever are critiquing us, when white people are critiquing us, that's the only thing we deem is anti-black. When we want to ignore things about us, we don't want to accept them. We want to make excuses for them. And we want to say, well, what about what them people over there are doing, right? But consistently over and over, we're hit with stats consistently that's showing us the biggest detriment to us is us. The biggest causes, the things that are killing us health-wise, whatever, it's us. It's the decisions that we're making, and we don't want to deal with it, right? And then I was just thinking about it's because, and we think about holding people accountable, but people don't see correction as love, right? And you're not going to hold me accountable if I do the same thing as you, right? People are going to get around an echo chamber. People are going to get around people, and what do they say? Take me as I am. It's songs like that. I don't have nothing at all. I ain't gotta change. You're gonna accept me for me. I'ma be me. They had a man that was on a panel, preaching, right? He said it on a show when he was going back and forth with Cheeky, and he was like, "Well, I'm me, and I'm gonna be me, and I ain't gonna change." And it's like, well, You're expecting the young boys to change, and they kind of feel the same way. They're them. They're products of their environment. They're not going to change either. And that's kind of where we're at right now. And it's so detrimental because it's like we'll promote black criminality. We'll protect our criminals just because they're black. Mm-hmm. Right? We're anti-police, even though we know we live in communities where there's a lot of crime. But we don't want we're against the police, but we're not against the drug boys. We're not against the shoot 'em ups. We're not against the dudes that's breaking into cars. And we know who they is. We're not against them, but we're against the police. And we find issues with them, which is crazy. But this is the deepest one, like, because we run into this all the time. Even if it's God. If God don't agree with people in their lifestyles, or they find something that God doesn't agree with, they'll find a new God. They'll find something else to worship. And we understand that you can aggregate. We understand whatever you put in your worship and your time and everything can become a God to you. And that's what they do. They'll be like, okay, well, listen, if God, and they question God. People question like, well, why would God do this and why would God do that? Because that's not an unconditional love. And that's what it is. People want unconditional love. People want love with no conditions. They want to be able to act how they want to act, treat you how they want to treat you. They don't want to follow the rules. They don't want to follow the law. They want to be loved unconditionally. And that shit is killing us. Unconditional love is now a detriment to us. Because nobody's going to correct behaviors that they see in themselves. These girls that have kids out of wedlock, they're not telling them girls to close their legs. These girls that's hoes and they washed up, they're not telling these girls to close their legs. These men that's on the streets, they're doing their thing, they're getting busy. They recruit young boys. Because he a fall partner. You're going to get the lesser charge, you with me. We're going to put this shit on you. And it's in their minds is so warped, they think it's love. If you're challenging me to be better, I see that as some type of hatred. That critique, I'm seeing it as you're coming down on me. You don't like who I am. You don't accept who I am. You don't, you know what I'm saying? And I'll remove myself from it so I don't have to deal with it. I'm going to just go somewhere else where everybody on the same type of time I'm on, so I don't have to build up no resistance. I don't have to push back. I don't actually have to be challenged on anything because I just want to be loved unconditionally by everybody, including God, and I don't want to listen to nobody. The craziest thing is we want to be loved unconditionally. We don't want to love unconditionally, though. We got so many parameters and conditions for everybody else, the world, and God. Well, God, if you made things simpler for me, then I worship you. Well, the world, if it made things, if it was this, if it was that, we got parameters on everything else for us to be unconditionally loving them. We got conditions on them, but we want to be loved unconditionally, and that shit killing us now.
Damn. We listen and we don't judge.
We listen and we don't judge and let people just run off outrageous shit. I was judging. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, I don't know. A lot of them shit that they were saying, I was judging. And we just call it life. We just keep summing up fuck shit as life. We just keep summing up fuck shit as human. And it's a human experience. And it's like, there's better ways to be, bro. You're just not choosing to be better.
Now, do me a favor. Well, not do me a favor, but how do we reconcile this with just accept it?
I don't think you can go anywhere without accepting it. That's what the acceptance is about. You can't fix nothing without first accepting I have a problem. If I keep telling you you drink too much, you're a drunk. And you keep telling me I take a little shot here and there, I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no issue. I'm okay. You drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning. And you're halfway down the Henny bottle. You know? We know what these things can lead to. So if we never get a point where we accept, hey, you know what? I'm out of shape. I'm out of line. I'm out of this. I need to stop smoking. I need to stop drinking. I need to change my lifestyle. We never get to the point of acceptance. We'll never change. And I feel like the acceptance conversation is let's accept these things about us and then let's change them, or don't change them. If you don't want to change them, then but still come to some type of level of acceptance. But don't keep pushing back against obvious shit that's true about us. Because now you in cognitive dissonance. Now you in some type of psychosis.
Yeah. Because then there's nothing correct if you don't accept it, right?
Yeah. Now you wanna, because I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't go in your head and be like, we don't do shit that we don't do. Black people don't do drive-bys. Black people don't eat fried chicken. Black people don't like Kool-Aid. Black people don't like watermelon. What? What are you talking about?
Damn. Unconditional love is anti-blackness.
Anti.
Because the fact that we accept all the bullshit, right, make excuses for it, right, it does a disservice to our people as a culture. Fuck the police, but you can drug infest the community. Exalting the killer gorilla shit, right?
We never had a song called "Fuck the Corner Boys."
Never.
We had never had a song that said "Fuck them carjacking niggas." We all hate grape. Nobody ever comes out with a song them grapists. After the serial killers. We got no song. Talk about hip hop is talking about the world and it's addressing our issues. When did we ever gonna say fuck them? But fuck the police. Fuck the government that you depend on, because nobody's gonna have 10 kids if they don't know that they can get help from the government. Nobody. Unless they future.
Yo, Shaw, disagree with you, bro. You want me to drop it? We
Drop
already
the
an
link.
hour and a half in. Let me see. He might be busy. But hey, this right here.
She's been down and out, she's been wrote about, she's been talked about constantly. She's been up and down, she's been pushed around, but they held her down. NYC, she has no regrets, she accepts the past. All these things they help to make she's been lost and found, but she's still around. There's a reason for everything. Yeah, no, I've been holding on, tried to make me weak.
You know, or even when this is the one thing that always stuck in my head. When Tupac said, and even as a black queen, mama, y'all, even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. We gonna exalt our crackheads. We'll exalt drug addicts. We make songs about drugs. We anti-black as fuck. We always screaming we pro-black, but then we do everything that's degenerate towards our image, degenerate towards us. We participate in all the bullshit that's negatively affecting us, but somehow we're so pro-black. No, we're not. The guy you did an interview, what's his name?
Which one?
Huh?
Maj?
Maj was the first video I ever saved on YouTube. He made a video, and the title of the video was "You Ain't Pro-Black," and he just started really breaking down all the things you don't take care of, all the things you don't do, how you're really destroying your community first. Before the white people can even make it to your block, you fucked it up. You litter. You throwing shit on the ground. White people may not be taking care of the buildings. You're pissing in the hallways where children live. You're putting needles on the grounds at parks where children play. White people ain't doing that. You do that.
Perfect.
You're fucking up your own community and making it not. There's where my best friend live. There's a little kid, a little black boy who literally takes the trash. He doesn't know how to tell his mom he's not strong enough to lift the trash can in the trash. That boy throws that shit in the middle of the ground every night. Dumps it in the middle of the. People can't even drive their cars because people keep sending their kids, and their kids are not able to lift it into the trash can. They're throwing it in the middle of the driveway. Now, luckily, there's a Mexican that's gonna come clean that shit up every day. Because it's Texas. But I'm just saying, they don't clean that shit up every day in New Orleans. We make it hard for us first.
But Sherelle, but why are black people doing that?
What up, Di?
What's
Why?
up?
Hey, Lady Di. Why you got them big ass headphones?
I'm about to ask the same question.
Nah, go ahead.
So, like, why though? Like, why you think this is? We're trashing stuff.
We don't care
But
about
why?
ourselves. We don't care about ourselves. And I get it, right? We could keep on going back to we was programmed. We can keep on going back to slavery and the white man. But at this point, nigga, you're making a decision. It's too much access to everything in the world for you to keep on understanding, oh, they trapped us, and you're going to keep falling for the trap. Nigga, they have to update rat poison. Even rats start to move around traps. Even rats don't run around cheese no more. Even rats don't run around the same shit. They'll get immune to the shit. Even roaches, even anything gets around shit. How the fuck do we keep falling for the same shit?
Bro, they say you misconstrued this quote.
And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama. And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black.
I'm not misconstrued.
And even as a crack fiend, mama, you always was a black queen, mama.
I'm not misconstruing shit. Y'all sit out there and y'all don't really be understanding what the fuck crack did to the neighborhood. Y'all want to talk about all this shit that's coming up. Y'all missing a whole generation of people who was not raised because their people was following, they was smoking rocks. Majority of Generation X in every hood you know was running around raising their fucking selves because their mamas was smoking rocks.
Yo,
y'all just don't understand. Y'all really don't understand how people who were smoking crack when crack hit is still affecting teenagers today. It's still. Because majority of their grandma was on the shit. Which means their parents ain't shit, ain't had no guidance. But we can't call that out. We can't call crack out. Niggas gave y'all coke. Y'all invented crack. We done watched too many documentaries to know that y'all was destroying one neighborhood, bringing it to the next neighborhood, knowing what the fuck it did to the last neighborhood for your own personal gain. So niggas could have rims and fuck bad bitches. Niggas want to hold black women so bad about that thing, but we just want to keep on passing over crack. No. Drugs is weird. That shit is destructive. A lot of mental health issues that we talking about, every nigga I know who decided they wanted to pop pills, something wrong with them now. But it was cool to pop trains. It's still cool to pop trains. It's still cool to pop perks. It's still cool to pop bars. Till they fucking can't function. Till they walking around losing their mind. But that's cool though. Shit is anti-black.
I dropped the link. What you think, Di? She get a lot of like it's like a decent amount of pushback in the thing.
Because they gonna come up here with super excuses. Oh, we were slaves. Never mind.
I mean, I don't know if I want to say it's programming because I know some stuff could be, but also it's. I always say it's parenting, but then some of the parents be fucked up. So where did it start? You know what I mean? It's just I feel like common sense probably isn't as common. I know people hear that all the time, but it's not. Like you walk outside, you know the laws, at least in America, and you don't want to follow them. Why not? You just want to be a fuck up. You want to be bad. Why? You're not gonna get nowhere in life. You just want to stay struggling. It's like they like it. Why do you like struggling? Because you never had money? Well, go get some. Like, see how that life is. Why do you want to stay at the bottom? I don't understand it. People like to be feeling sad all the time about whatever it is that they're going through, but how about you just try to overcome it? The other side of life is better, being happy. Why do you want to be pissed off at everybody? It gives you it doesn't feel good. So I know some people are used to certain conditions, but why don't you try something else? They always glorify people on social media that glorify their life. They want that, but then you're not trying to strive what you're looking at and what you want. You rather stay at the bottom. I don't understand it.
So where do you see this different lifestyle at? Where do you see this lifestyle from? Who's teaching you that what you are striving for isn't good enough? How do you know that? I living in DC, coaching football at the high school. If we had 100 kids on the team, 50 of them never been to the monument. They've never been to the National Mall. They just know what they know based on what they're surrounded by. So how do we know this isn't good enough?
Oh, you're saying the people in their environment. I mean, like I said, they're looking at social media and movies all the time. Entertainment. You know where you at is not life, all of it.
But it's the glorified portion. What you do, where you at is glorified. So people even cosplay being that person.
How is it?
And now you really in the trenches. Go ahead, sorry.
My bad, I cut you off. But how can I know this may sound weird, but some people, they eat one meal a day.
Who?
And just be like people like in the that struggle, right? They don't have enough food maybe for the day. They just drinking a glass of milk and maybe some dry ass cereal. I'm just saying, this is just simple, right? How can that be glorified?
Them niggas got that girl said she had 2 kids. She was getting $987 worth of food stamps each month.
That's no. But you
That's
already
what
know.
the lady said. Hey,
That's
sugar, I'm
kids,
telling you, I don't know no broke people who don't get food stamps.
That's people with kids. Everybody don't
Most
have
people who don't got kids. Nobody worrying about them being broke.
Yo,
You ain't got no kids and you still ain't going to work. You just go ahead.
I'm saying basically struggle shouldn't be glorified. There's nothing. You're not happy. You don't like your situation. I don't know how that could be glorified. That's what I'm saying.
She don't watch battle rap. She must not know chess, HAMP.
Yeah, that nigga say he cut out a bottom of a soda bottle to
use it
make
as a
cereal.
bowl.
That's the thing, right? The struggle is glorified. See, that's the thing, right? Unconditional love is anti-blackness, die. All this stuff that we talking about is glorified. Uncle Rick was good, right? So how does the kid know if I'm in these circumstances and all the rappers talk about it, right? All the movies talk about it. When people name themselves, they name themselves after a gangster, Chic Luch, right? Holiday Styles, Panero, right? You got all these names, right? Like, how do they know the difference?
because these people that they talking about, they're not
Mhm.
living like that. That's the difference. They're talking about, maybe some of them be lying, but they talking about their past life. They not doing that today. So the people that's watching know that. They see that they elevated themselves.
Kids?
Yes, kids. These kids ain't walking around with the things that they want, big ass chains on their neck that cost $10,000.
50 Cent was on the cover of Power the Dollar with a bulletproof vest on.
So I'm talking about in general. We talking about
Nah, let's talk about it though. We talk about the kids, right? So when I was a kid, Fabulous got shot in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? Before, right? Cam got shot in DC. Right? 5 shots couldn't stop me. I took it and smiled. Now I'm about to set the record straight. On my AK, I'm to the thug that you love to hate. Motherfucker, I hit him up. Remember that? That was after Pac was on. That was after All Eyes on Me. Nah, they getting shot. Yeah. And niggas just like, yo, I'm in this environment. Like, yo, the kids don't separate. They don't know that Plies ain't talking about himself. They don't give a fuck. They want him to say what he's saying. Finesse 2 times just got arrested again. He gonna come out of jail with more clout.
Hmm?
And what the one thing that them down south rappers show us for sure, like the Memphis rappers, is they ain't just talking. Dolph don't get shot up at a cookie store for just talking. You know, like it's dying, but that's the thing. We love all that shit. That shit gotta be anti-black by proxy of the message. Right? Omar said real shit. Like, but that's the, I just like the framing of it. But here's the thing, that's a small group. That's a minority group. However, we agree, we don't disagree with the stuff. We don't speak out vehemently against it. The enablers are a larger populace than the people actually doing the crime. Right? Like I sent Tiff the link, but and I'm not trying to have the whole conversation about this, but even when we talk about something that's not as violent, right? Like women, Mary got a husband, been married for 10 years, she doing good, she don't gotta work. But she's saying, hey, go out here and shake your ass so the men you want can judge you for only shaking your ass, only want you because you shaking your ass. Right? Like it's like that's a less important example of what we actually talking about. Because there's more enablers than the people actually doing the stuff. Is usually the sentiment, right? We always say it's the minority, you know, but a majority of us don't speak out against shit, which make us a part of the problem, right?
That's true. Yeah, more enablers. Yeah.
Even just like with the songs, fuck a nigga, get some money. Being pregnant, that's married, being pregnant with a back-to-back baby by another man, Cardi. That's her message, right? We produce that. Like, we can't look at the stats. We can't look at the CDC and see niggas is so nasty they creating new diseases. The STDs so rampant in Houston, they're getting STDs with STDs and creating new STDs. But we think that it's still okay to promote casual sex. The girl who came out in New Orleans to bring awareness that she has HIV by a famous producer who's been sleeping with everybody in the city, she's pregnant now. After 6 months ago, coming out to say that she has HIV, now she's pregnant. And pushing back and letting us know that all we want to say is she got HIV, but our niggas is still in her DMs. Our husbands is still in her DMs. In a threatening way, like, I'll give it to your husband. And then we'll all have it. That shit can't be pro-black. What's pro-black about catching STDs?
You know, I was thinking about this, right? On that point. Mr. Fantastic told me the stat, right? 50% of black women got herpes, right? It then got corrected. Yeah, that's what I did, Lady Di, when they first said it. That right there. I'm like, what?
Whoa. Yeah.
But what it was it was 2,000 black women in the study, right? Or in the survey. Out of that 2,000, 1,000 of them had herpes.
Mm-hmm.
But when he told me the stat, he's like, yo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy. Now, but here's the thing, right? This is in the metropolitan of Houston. They did this survey.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And out of the 2,000, 50% had it. And we argue, say, well, Mr. Tat, you got to tell us the whole thing, right? But even in that, just based on what Sherelle is walking down, right? The fact that we argued it down, well, it's not 2,000. It was just the 1,000 of them in that survey. But we even like, we brought what was actual to it, but we even kind of pushed it like, no, just those women. But what you would do is say, well, what if 4,000? Would you assume that 2,000 would have it at that point? What if they did 8,000? Would you assume 4,000 had it?
Right.
Because the sample size was 50%. And they just say, boom, 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 pluck the numbers.
Because once they pluck the numbers, they start certain shit like 1 out of 5, 1 out of every 3, 1 out of every 6. That's how it is, because it's like we follow this pattern. Every time we get 6 of y'all, 1 of y'all got herpes. So now we know 1 out of every 6 black women have herpes. It's not a real stat. I'm just saying how they pull it, how they pull in the numbers. It's always like Baton Rouge has always been top for HIV. New Orleans has always been top for gonorrhea, chlamydia.
What else? There was another thing we was looking at like that. The fuck was it? Oh, you know what's keep going crazy? This fucking how black men being homosexual. Right? We mad at the women, right? Sis is like, nigga, 50% of y'all niggas is gay. Shut up, sis. You wildin'. Right? Fuck out of here, right? Only 10% of the population. And then we did a show yesterday where we talk about the pastors being out of line. The biggest focus was the homosexual aspect of it. Right? All the jail niggas is gay. Like, this shit is fucking like, yo.
Right, because we started giving the unconditional love to the gay boys. That's why all the gay boys are over the choirs.
But what
yeah,
is
a lot of the gay boys we all know, like majority of churches, the choir boy is gay. Look, that one of these little famous pastors, he might be a little Fruit of the Loom himself.
Oh, you ain't see the show yesterday. We covered a lot of that shit. But the point is, the pastors are usually a male, and he enabled that shit.
Because it's unconditional love. We're accepting you as you are. That's when we started. We took where the dress codes at church. Come as you are. Now motherfuckers be dressed like hookers in there. People rolling from the club going to church. Come as you are.
They just want people to get in there.
Get some money.
If you say put on a
people get some money.
Oh, get some money, yeah. You tell people to put on a suit and wear a dress, appropriate dress. They're not doing that. But they want that money, right? Exactly. What they getting? I mean, I heard the stat, but y'all, I mean, 50% of men are gay. Like,
well, no, sis, no, they were just saying that shit on the show. But then when we start to dive into this shit, it's almost like niggas is proving that point, right? And then here's the other thing: 50% of STDs, right? And I think it goes. This was an older stat, right? So it could be wrong, right? Just as a disclaimer. But it said most STDs in the country. Black women. Wait, was it? Yeah, black women, gay black men, black men. some shit like that. Or it's either gay black men, black women, then black men, some shit like that.
Yeah, gay black men are always at the top. But
Yeah, that's what it was. And then I was on with Medium Man. I don't know if y'all know him, but anyway, he's like a statistician. So I said, wait. But what if you add all the men together, regardless of orientation? Would black men be leading? Right? But we breaking it down so much to like push at the shit where we just need to address the fucking problem.
Yeah, and to do the separation, because look at August Alsina.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a singing nigga from. You remember he had the affair with Jada.
Oh yeah. August. Okay.
He's in a full-blown relationship with a man right now.
He is?
A full-blown relationship popping out. That nigga just as pretty as him. This is New Orleans, bro. This New Orleans niggas get on my. They can be attractive. They can be affluent. They can be that, and they want dick. He is full-blown gay now. He got a man. Okay. Oh, HAMP. It's stressful.
And so all this time, his songs, he been talking about men. Damn.
And Luther Vandross.
I ain't gonna lie. Luther shit hit different now, pause. And Frank Ocean shit hit different.
Oh yeah.
Was a god to a king? I'm like, yo, chill out, Frank.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah. Okay. Zaddies. I can't deal with it because it's just.
Hell yeah. Even Khalid too, insane. That nigga say, send me your location. I'm like, watch your fucking mouth, nigga.
He gay too?
Oh my God, did I know that? Stop playing.
Tell me your location is gay, so he was trying to get that location and nigga. All right.
Some crazy shit, bro. Unconditional love is anti-blackness. Yo.
No, it's not. It's not too many of them.
Who the best male singer?
Ever? Like ever?
Michael Jackson?
No.
Singer? No.
Good songs, but not
Luther. Probably. No.
I ain't gonna lie, Luther be having them. Boy, Luther be having 10 bridges in his song. Boy, Luther be going deep in them songs. He be here, then he go down. We think it's about to be over. He'll break it down. Take another breakdown. Go left. That nigga was a beast. What? Nah, Stevie Wonder. I think Stevie Wonder got Luther.
Nah, voice-wise, Luther could sing, man. It's like nobody gonna ever sing better than Whitney. Like, it's just not gonna happen, bro. That fucking what's the shit the national anthem? Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you can't top that shit, bro. Know what I'm saying? But yo, what we doing, man? What we doing, Di? We accept everything, you heard? From our people, everything, anything.
We allow people to be who they are. So.
I don't know. There's a lot of pushback. I don't really got a lot of pushback for the sentiment. You know, like I could try, but I just know enabling plus the entitlement, right? You know, multiply by everything we accept. It's an equation that's crazy. Like, what are you supposed to say against it? I think the retort is it's the minority of us doing these things, right? But it's the majority of us who enable the shit. The sooner we accept it, more likely we are to able to change it, right?
Yeah. And it's so relatable. Even when Lady Di said we don't do it, like, remember, man, it first came out with that. I'm from the ghetto, homie. I was raised on bread and bologna. Nigga, we was feeling that. Cause we was frying that bologna. I would never eat that as an adult again. Right, but I was on that bologna.
Yeah.
With the block cheese. You never could cut it perfectly. Bruh, it's we just accept anything, and we don't care about the correction. And the moment that somebody wants to correct it, there's so much outrage. I remember at a church, they had a girl come up from the congregation. She was a teenager and she got pregnant. And she came out and she said, you know, I apologize to the congregation. I apologize to my family. And said, you know, we won't be giving her a baby shower because it's nothing to celebrate. Everybody was against it. Everybody was so outraged. Why would you shame her? This is life. This is...
Yeah, I don't like, that's the one thing I was going to say is like, when we start correcting people, it's like they start shaming whoever's correcting.
The person who's correcting, yeah. Because nobody's perfect. Because they're gonna let us know that nobody's perfect. So what, they on drugs? Nobody's perfect. So what, they had kids out of their life? Nobody's perfect. So what, they shooting people? Nobody's perfect. We had it hard. They go shoot white people. I'm not telling y'all to go shoot white people. I'm just saying. So you blaming slavery for you shooting black people? I think fuck is you getting side contract for the KKK? I'm starting to think the KKK giving side contracts to the little niggas in the hood, and they probably ain't even getting nothing for it. Because that's simply crazy that you would destroy your people well before anybody else gets to them. Talking about a civil war, you niggas will turn around and kill each other. White people ain't even made it to the hood yet. They so far in the sticks. By the time they make it to us, y'all done shot each other over dumb shit. And shackles in your mind, bro. You don't want to break free from that shit. And it's so many people who may not be too close to the situation that just don't want to look at it realistically. But there's groups of black people who are actually fighting racism. Racism is real. But they're overshadowed. And we're overshadowing real issues in government and in the workplace that black people who have strived to get an education are facing. And it's being overshadowed by the fact that our degeneracy is well above that. We'll address the fact that black women who did go to school and get degrees are being sexually harassed in the workplace outrageously, and after you niggas stop killing each other. We'll address y'all dying in the hospitals after we address y'all stop killing each other. Y'all stop doing all this. As long as we have them as the major problem, nobody else is coming fix the shit. They set the house on fire and we trying to tell you the bathroom don't work. They're like, well, put the fire out.
So what you think? You had some pushback, and Lady Di, get your commentary as well on the Tupac line because of what his mom did as a freedom fighter.
Oh, what that mean? She was the only freedom fighter. That's not the only person who was singing that line.
No, she wasn't the only one.
I'm talking about, like, far as everybody mamas who was on crack wasn't no damn freedom fighter.
Yeah, but he's talking about his mom.
Right? No, I understand.
So can he still say that, or her
He can
smoking?
still say that. I'm just saying, when it comes to things like this, we don't demonize drugs at all. We just don't. We're not gonna act like niggas doing drugs didn't fuck up the Black Panthers. Yeah. Niggas chose drugs and destroyed a whole movement that was supposed to be for their people. So that's not crazy. We're gonna keep on talking about what everybody else do. We're not gonna talk about the fact of what we do. Yeah, that was insane. But we're not gonna act like them niggas dealing with them drugs. Cause we had Black Panther parties down here that it had shootouts in the Desire projects with the cops and shit like that or whatever. Drugs were slaughtering them. It's easy to get you when you get yourself. First person to die in a horror movie, the motherfucker keep falling. You're not gonna survive because you keep running and then you're gonna fall. Oh, there goes your life.
What you think, Di?
When it comes to drugs, I would just say it's more like a mental health issue. People can't, instead of fighting their issues, because some people have been hurt in their childhood life, they just want to suppress it. So obviously we know that drugs, alcohol, and all that. They don't, I think what you were saying, it's kind of like they don't know any better. So like in like the Black communities, there's not too many resources, especially for mental health. So people get trapped into doing what they know. And then it kind of gets recycled because they teach their kids and their kids teach their kids and be like, oh, you're okay. My life was way worse. Then they start saying that, making it seem like it's just just like with the shame thing. I feel like people see themselves. So when people mess up, I feel like they see themselves in that person. So instead of just saying, hey, I had this life before, this is what you can do so you don't be like me. Because we can never erase memories. So why would you want somebody else to have these same jacked up memories that you have? They just say, oh, it'll be okay. They'll be all right. I survived. Look at me now. I'm 60. Like, okay, you lucky. But
So you think they got on drugs because of mental health issues?
I mean, to me, because
So you saying it's not their fault. That's the unconditional love, I guess, right?
I'm not saying mental health. No. Okay, I don't know. This is how I feel about mental health. I actually have people in my family that do this type of work, right?
Mhm.
Doctors and stuff. And I had a conversation with a therapist. And I look at it like some people, I'm not talking about majority right now. I'm just talking about people who have mental health issues. These people, most of them, if you ask them what their childhood was like, they're going to tell you one of the craziest stories. And you're like, damn. And then you're going to be like, okay, I can see why this person is messed up. We have to understand that some people take things different. Like this, if I got the same trauma that person had, I might not take it the same way that person did. I might not perceive it the same way. It might not affect me that much. My brain is not impacted, but it affected that person. So now this person is literally, his brain is impaired, or her. And you can't even fix it. Sometimes you can't even fix it. It's like a chunk of them is fucking done.
I think
they need consistent therapy. Like they
lady
need
died.
Environment. What?
I think they drink because they like to get drunk.
That's for some of the.
No,
like,
most people drink because they want to have fun. They want to lower their inhibitions.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They smoke weed. I guess they love that high feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I smoked weed one time. I was trying to see and I couldn't hear. Then I was trying to hear, I couldn't see. Fuck that. Never again. That shit don't make no sense. You can't put your socks on when you high.
So
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
we talking about
They do hold on. They do shrooms and shit because they want to go to some other place when they really just sitting in their bathroom. Right? They not doing this shit because shit was difficult. You heard? Right? The reason why crack overcame soft was because of the euphoric high, even though it was more acute. Niggas was willing to risk it all for straight drop, knowing that shit'll kill you. Because smoking straight cocaine in rock form is dangerous. You gotta stretch that shit with something. It's like, you ever drink Everclear? Right? Yeah. It's like shooting Everclear. But these niggas said, fuck it, I'm gonna risk it. Like, this ain't.
It's the same with the fentanyl now. It's the same with fentanyl. No matter how much fentanyl is killing people, people keep thinking, oh, people accidentally. No, people who do dope don't want it if it don't got fentanyl in it. They don't want shit that don't got fentanyl. It don't hit the same. And when somebody pass away, that make niggas want it more because they feel like, oh, that's that shit.
So like, okay, I used to drink, right? I was one of those that would drink. I'll take a shot. I'm not the one. I don't drink like that no more. But I'm not the one to like sip on cocktails and stuff. So if you ever, I'm bringing this as an example. When you drink with people that you know, or you start drinking people and you start meeting others, and you hear like their stories, right? Some people like to talk when they're either drunk or tipsy. Sometimes you ain't gotta be drunk. You start to hear people's stories. A lot of these people that's drinking are like depressed. There's some people that drink because they like the feeling, like what Hamp was saying, right? Then you got some people that actually have a problem. They have issues. I'm not saying it's like an excuse. They're okay. They can do that. I think that they need to get help. That's all I'm saying. It's not an excuse.
No, I understand. I think that's the evolution of it. Your first drink is not because you're depressed. Your first drink is not because your first puff, your first drink is not because you have mental issues, which is why I tell people to just really be careful with weed, because weed is a gateway drug. Nobody wants to hold it to that, but it is a gateway drug. You don't have the same issues as me. We all have different mental health issues. If we all took shrooms, we would all have a different experience, because it would go into whatever your mental health is. When we smoke weed, it would all do something. I could get paranoid, you could get relaxed, he could get active. It's all a different chemical reaction off who you are. The reason why it is because you smoking because you got a C, but you a straight A student. I remember a friend, he got a C. He was a straight A student. Started smoking weed because he was stressed out about it. It started calming him. He went back to straight A's. His friend smoking because his mama on drugs. They water off. The daddy beat him. He got a whole different escape. So when he starts to escape a fucked up reality, he wants to stay escaped. He can't get a higher grade and no longer want to escape. When you're fighting bigger demons, drugs will get you quicker, and drugs will never apologize. We waiting on apologies and explanations from things that never will. A snake will bite you. It's a snake. It moves on. Drugs will fuck your life up. Drugs are never going to turn around and say, I'm sorry for fucking your life up. Drugs are going to fuck your life up. No apology necessary. You should have knew who you was fucking with. This is what we do.
So I agree though. Like, obviously the first time somebody does something that's a choice. I agree with that. It's not like, oh, I have a mental health issue, here's medicine. Like, no. It's just not all people that drink, everybody that drink don't have a mental issue. I never said that's like me saying I have a mental issue because I was drinking. I just told y'all I drank. I ain't saying that. I'm saying that the ones who decide to make that choice to be an adult, because remember, there's people who wait, when they 18. I mean, people start doing drugs before 18. I'm just saying. 18, they out the house. Oh, I'm gonna do my first set of drugs, first set of alcohol. And then now it's like, oh, I'm an adult now. I could do these things. My parents ain't gotta watch me. I could buy this, I could do that, I could ask whoever to get it. It's more of like opportunity to kind of do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is the ones that have mental health issues, they understand that the feeling that they're getting, like what you said, is putting them in a certain space that they just like it, and it's escaping from something. That's all I was talking about. So then they continue to do it.
Yeah, people.
That's all.
People would rather use street drugs, especially black people that I know in the neighborhoods, but white people too. They will sell them real schizophrenic pills. They don't want that shit. They don't want no schizophrenic shot. They don't want that. They'd rather use street drugs to treat their symptoms, and it makes them worse.
Yeah, I heard that. Make them want to commit.
It makes them worse. Mm-hmm. The weed makes them worse. You can see a crackhead smoke crack and be functional, and you can see a crackhead who has schizophrenia who decides to smoke crack and they lose their fucking shit. It's not the crack. It's these people. I know people who have mental illnesses and treated with street drugs, and I know people who just do street drugs and they have regular minds. It's a total different experience. Totally. Who are you before you get on them drugs? It's not the condition. It's the same hot water gonna make the potato soft is gonna make the egg hard. What the fuck are you made of? Most people ain't even realizing what they made of before they started. You can look at your line and see that you have addiction in your line, but you think it's okay to be a user until you can't get off them drugs. If you're you have it in you. Your mama's alcoholic, your daddy's alcoholic, your grandma alcoholic. Everybody around here alcoholic. You think you can drink and get away with it. Everybody in your family smoke or addicted to some type of drugs. You think you can get away with it. Nope, it's in your genes. You think you're about to be cool, and then in 10 years, you're going to be losing your shit, and you ain't going to be able to get it back. And it's a sad reality. But nobody wants to hear that because you're boring. You're not fun. You're lame, Sherelle. But I watched 10 years ago all my friends today be on heroin. I watched my community dwindle. I watched niggas not be able to be on the block. I watched niggas die on drugs. But when 10 years ago, when I was telling these niggas, yo, don't be smoking that weed, that shit a gateway drug. Oh, don't, why y'all popping them pills? When I'm dragging niggas out of car, when I'm telling, I'm the fucked up one. I'm the one that's not cool, that won't accept them, that think I'm better than people. Look at you now. I can't even look at them. I can't even look at them. Two overdoses in the same clique and niggas still getting high. You go to funerals and get high after the funeral that to use the same drug that you at the funeral that killed your friend. Because it's that hard to shake. You introduce it to your friends when they having a bad time. Knowing what it did to you. Nobody really don't be close to that shit. If you can't be that close to that shit and think that shit is okay. This shit is not okay. It's not.
All right.
Drugs fuck people up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't do nothing else. It fucks people up.
So people have a choice to change, and they're choosing not to. Basically, that's what we're getting at.
What you think? What you think, Dad?
So I'm gonna just say this. People are gonna have a choice to do what they please. They're choosing wrong and it's fucking them up, just like the picture you just showed. I just want to understand why we can never discuss mental health. I want to understand why when I say mental health or anybody, people want to say that's an excuse. Do you have somebody in your family that has a mental health issue? Maybe y'all never been too close to it.
Question before you continue. Did you see the beginning of the show? No, right?
No. I started at like 11.
So literally I was talking about that because we were talking about the shooters, like the guy who was gonna shoot at the Atlanta airport. His family said he got a mental health issue. The dude who shot up the CDC and killed the black officer, they said he had a mental health issue. I keep hearing that shit.
But do you have people in your family that have it though?
One person.
I have people in my family, people that I'm really close to.
Because of a bad drug, actually.
Well, then that's I guess that would be different. I'm talking about someone who wasn't on drugs and they literally have something wrong with them. Mm-hmm. I want us to understand, like, I understand people say it just so that people could get away with crime. I know that probably what you was probably alluding to. I get that because you could just say that in court, and sometimes they'll throw it out and they'll put them in a different prison holding cell or whatever. But there are people that are suffering for real. And I want to know why we can never talk about that.
The experience for people with mental issues when they go to jail is totally different. And to be honest, they don't like it. They'd rather be with General Pop because they can get drugs in General Pop. Yeah, because I have a lot of people that I know that deal with mental issues. Actually, I be at clinics with people, at the hospital with people, making sure that they take their medicines and things like that. Having to commit people, it's frustrating, but yeah, you can get away. If you have a mental issue, nobody's keeping you in jail forever because nobody wants to deal with that shit. So unfortunately, a lot of people who with mental issues, if they do crime, yeah, tell people they have a mental issue because they're not going to keep them in jail.
They're not.
They'll send them to a facility, and then they'll come home. That's what they're trying to protect him by saying that he has a mental issue.
Yes, but after a while, they send their asses to jail. Don't get it twisted.
No, I mean, yeah, they send them to jail and then they're gonna send them home.
I'm talking about after years. I hear what you're saying. They'll send them to like the psych units, the psych hospitals. It's a psych hospital and there's an emergency room type of hospital, right? They'll send them to these psych hospitals. They stay there maybe 2 weeks to a month, maybe 2 months, depending on the severity of the issue. But after many years of them keep going to that same psych hospital, after a while, let's say after 10 years, there is no more of that. They would send their ass to regular jail. Now, I said it before, I have people that are actual doctors and nurses that work in the psych world, the industry. So I'm not a doctor or a nurse. Okay, I'm not there right with these people, but I've been around it and I've been seeing it from a long time since I was 19. So I don't know. I just see certain things that most people probably haven't seen. Maybe they have. It's just I do see people really just be jacked up. I don't think it's a majority though. I'm just saying, like,
Lady Di, what's happening to you is what often happens when things are close to the cuff, close to the chest, right? We can't see beyond them. That's an overarching issue for our community. They even do that when you go to jury duty. They ask you, you ever been subject to like jail or prison, any of your family? Because they assume that because you have family or yourself that's been subject to it, and oftentimes people think that there's portions of it to where they were guilty or treated unfairly. They don't think that you'll be able to objectively view a case. And so what happens is when we have something that affects us or the people around us, we tend to have more empathy towards it. Right? But that's the unconditional love aspect that's being assessed. Because we'll also have empathy towards any and everything that is close to us that can be detrimental to the community. But we'll make an excuse for it or give it grace because it affects us directly. That's literally the title of the show.
So I don't have any empathy for that. I'm saying that those people need some type of help, not just let them keep doing it. When they go to those psych hospitals, they're not getting real help. All they're doing is giving them medicine and they're suppressing whatever's there. But when they leave that place, they don't take the medicine and they get back to it. I don't believe in medicine like that. So they're not helping them when they go to these psych units. The pharmaceutical industry is hurting the community. I don't believe in those type of things. I'm more of the holistic approach. I'm saying that this is what's out here, but they're not helping them at all.
I'm saying like holistic, like weed.
No, I don't. No, not weed, because I'm not a smoker. I don't believe like all of that. I'm not sure. I don't have like studies on the weed. I'm saying like practices. So it's the mental practice that people need to take. People don't know how to deal with issues, so you got to teach them how to do that. People don't know how to deal with their anger, so you got to teach them how to do that. It's all about practice. Your mindset. People's mindsets are jacked up.
Is she breaking up to you?
No.
So it's just practice of teaching them. You don't need medicine for that. They just give them medicine. They're not doing nothing. Like you're a coach, right? You coach kids, teenagers and stuff. You actually speak to them and they practice what you're saying. That's what some people need. As an adult, they need that too. I don't care how old they are. If they need help, they need that type of help.
You think the majority of adults are open to hearing what they need to hear?
No, they're not open to it. No.
I mean, how many concessions do we even get on the panel discussion? Most people come in with the same shit, leave with the same shit they came in with. But look at the caption. Wait, what? A Virginia pastor makes a young woman apologize in front of the congregation for getting pregnant, then tells her she can't have a baby shower. You lose all the pride and glory. Thank God that God ain't take you out of here.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of you. Don't touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and keep on praying for me.
They say,
Hold on, y'all gotta hear what he said after.
He done made his hat crooked and everything. What you got going on?
Trying to find it. So I covered this a while ago, but her daddy should have been up there, especially. Her mom should have been up there. They should have got a whole torn in the whole family. But here's what'll happen when we see that clip, right? If we have children out of wedlock, or we know somebody that has it, right, or we close to people will admonish the pastor.
Mm-hmm.
That church need to be condemned. What y'all think?
That's the unconditional love is in the chat. Even Lady Di, you kind of like showing unconditional love right now, because a lot of times we just don't realize how much when things affect us, we want to make excuses for it. And it's hard to say it's like something negative and then somebody that we love do it. Because we have a deeper understanding now, right? We have a deeper understanding of why they're doing these negative behaviors. But then we'll start trying to make it seem like the behaviors aren't negative anymore. And when we start to take it to that level, it's problematic.
I'm not like that at all, actually. I have people that are close to me that they're fucked up. So in the beginning, yeah, okay, you try to help them. I realize sometimes the shit just don't work. Do I talk to them right now? The answer is no. I don't. And I'm not.
But understand that when you decide to separate yourself from it and call it out bullshit, you're the problem. When you're black, to fit in, you have to get along. You have to go along to get along. You have to never address nothing. You have to be okay with everything, or you're a coon, or you're a mammy, or you're a problem. Because this is what we do. No matter how negative, don't call out my negativity, because that's not okay. Even if it is destructive, who cares?
Well, you already know. If you don't, I don't care. I talk about the truth all the time. I don't care what someone says. I'm just gonna say
it's not a personal attack on you. It's just the overall point of just how we need unconditional love with no conditions. We got to love everybody and make excuses for them and whatever. There's plenty of people who deal with mental health issues who stay on their fucking medications and live a good life.
But you heard what you said. They stay on their medication.
They stay on their medications. They live a good life. There's millions who did it there's millions of people who came from a fucked up situation and turned it around.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Which means if they have the ability to do it, we all have the ability to do it.
Right.
So when you want to go into your mind and think that because something bad happened to me, I'm going to go out into the world and destroy shit, you are a problem. And if you can't correct yourself, you need to be removed from society permanently. But we're just not ready to have that conversations. Because if a killer was a nigga, would niggas still really care? Because niggas worse than Zimmerman live everywhere. No. Because our killers get to make songs and we make them millionaires by glorifying all the fuck shit that they do. But there's not one song that says fuck the corner boys. Fuck the police though.
I don't have sympathy for anyone that has mental health. I just said I understand it. It's a difference.
Well, I guess just clarify this part then. People are using drugs, right? Drugs have a lot of residual effects. And then your initial thought was they're using drugs to cope.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just using drugs because they want to, because they like them. You can
They
get more
like
out of that, huh? Because you have control over it. You just like using drugs. People just like using drugs. They like smoking weed, right? They like drinking. They like
yeah, we know that people like it.
most people. Sorry.
People that drink and do drugs, they like it. I agree to that. I just made a separation from the ones who like it and that have a mental issue. They're separate from people that don't have a mental issue and like it. You get what I'm saying?
Is this a minority of people that have mental issues?
So from what I've seen in my life, from the family members I said that are nurses and doctors, right? That work in these psych hospitals. I would think that I would say it's like half of people that are on antidepressants, because even the doctors, these people that are helping others, are on those pills too. Right? It's not just the people that are in the psych hospital. A lot of people are on these pills. I used to work in a pharmacy before I did all this, handing out these medications. It's a lot of people that are on these pills that are depressed right now, supposedly. I mean,
And
so
then even depression. But I don't know. I just don't know how we can really, like, I understand what you're saying. You may be accurate, but it just literally speaks to the title of the show.
no empathy, just understanding. I don't know how that could be the same. Empathy to me will be like, let's say you are mentally messed up, right? And you start doing stuff that's just messing everything up in my life, right? And then it's okay, he got problems. I'll allow him to come back to our house and fuck some more shit up. Like, it's okay, he didn't take his pill today. Like, no, that's empathy. And then, I'll share some insight. Maybe it'll help him. And then I'm gonna still allow him to come to my place to visit our family, whatever. I'm just saying, like, he was a family member, right? That's empathy. Because you're accepting what people are doing, and you barely have a form of correction, and you love up on them, and you give them whatever they ask most of the time because you have this much of a care for this person. That's empathy. I don't do nothing like that.
Okay. What it is there's lack of accountability then. Let's say that is empathy. Here's what is actually happening, Di. You're saying, man, they drinking, smoking, doped up, cracked out, and all that. He only doing that because he got a mental health issue.
Mm-hmm.
We are removing choice. We're removing decision. We're removing accountability when it's saying it's out of his control because he has a mental health issue. It is more difficult to effectuate change, or are you saying we just need to get these people some help?
You need to get them some help, because we got to know everybody's not the same. I explained that earlier. Some people that go through things, it literally messes their thinking up. So they're on the drugs because they chose to do it, and now they're hooked on it instead of wanting to get off of it. Like I said, I drink. I'm not drinking. I didn't have a drug problem because I don't have those type of issues. But those type of people need help, though. We can't assume that everybody, we all have a choice and now everybody's the same. That's not true at all. So those people need to be separated. I agree. You could delete them if you want, if that's depending on what they did. That's on y'all. But I'm saying they need to be separated and they need some actual help, real help.
So do you give that same? So you have that understanding, which is generally right. Killers, rapists, pedophiles, Is there a mental decline there? In which case they need help, not punitive, not punishment.
No, they need punishment. Punishment is depending, like I said, depending on what they're doing. Yeah, they need punishment for sure.
Okay.
I was just saying, still gotta separate them though.
Like what?
Because not everybody's thinking to go rape somebody. Not everybody's thinking to go off somebody. Like something's wrong with them.
I'm asking about that demographic.
Yeah, they need help. Some of them need help, and some of them probably need to be deleted if they, if they killing and raping. You can't just because so basically if somebody has a mental issue doesn't mean that they're they have grace and they don't get no type of punishment. You hurt and kill somebody, off somebody, deleted somebody,
Your mental health don't matter at that point.
So it matters, but it doesn't mean that they're not gonna get the punishment. That's why I said I understand it. So it's just let's say a person they decided to off somebody, right? And we understand that they have a mental issue. You know how they do diagnosis? Hey, this is what you have. But you still get a punishment for it. It doesn't change the punishment. Just because somebody has a mental issue and they kill doesn't mean they're not gonna get deleted or sit in the, I don't know if they still do this.
Well, they don't.
Okay. They don't because
right?
They're enabling it, what you're saying?
Yeah. So if there's a cognitive issue, some type of mental health issue, there's certain punishments that'll be taken off the table.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. If you
have a cognitive issue, right, and there's a death penalty in a state, right, they'll take death off the table because they're saying that you aren't fully responsible for your actions because your mental health was one of the biggest factors.
So I guess they're looking at it if you get drunk and you black out, do you remember that day, that night, or whatever?
I'm never blacked out, but I don't think people remember it though. I guess that's what they say.
When people black out, it literally you don't remember anything. Something happened with your brain. I don't know all the terminologies to explain. So excuse me if I'm misinformation with some of the stuff.
No, you're good, but if I say I'm black,
right?
But if I say I'm blackout drunk, I was drinking. Mm-hmm. So now I'm not responsible for everything I did when I chose to drink.
That's why I said they should still be held responsible because obviously you chose to put that in your mouth, right? The DUIs, because we're not talking about
Jesus Christ.
You put that there. You decided to take the shot. Yes, that's a choice. Correct. But then because you chose to do it, right? That's the reason why they're getting a punishment because they're choosing to do that. I'm just saying that understanding that someone, not all, but someone has an issue. That's all I was saying. But they should still get the same punishment. But they should still be separated, though.
What it is unconditional love, Di. We know people that we close to, so we see it a different way because it affects us directly. It's unconditional love.
I don't see it. I mean, I don't see that. Now, if you're explaining what they're doing with the death penalty, they're not doing it. They're separating them because they're impacted. Okay, they're not gonna. That I'm not for that. I'm saying that if you off somebody, you need to be deleted. Period.
Do you see Ed? Did you watch the Ed Gein, the monster, yet on Netflix? Did you watch that story? So Ed Gein making masks out of people's faces, but because he was considered crazy, they don't put him where he should go.
So where is he?
I think he's dead now. He's old, but it's just the point. Mental institutions, insane asylum, the treatment is different.
But that's why I gave an example of when someone blacks out when they're drunk. Okay. You don't remember what's happening because your brain literally shut the fuck off. I don't understand how you I'm just being real. Something literally happened to you. The choice is that you took the shot. We got that. You should be punished for taking the shot. Cool. But I'm saying this happens. I don't know the science behind that. but something happening to your brain, for real. But it does not excuse behavior. That's it. It doesn't excuse the behavior.
I'm lost. So we talked about unconditional love and birds of a feather flocking together. People feeling like they want to be in echo chambers and they don't want to be corrected. And how it's becoming detrimental to the Black community because pushing back on anything that's negative about us seems more problematic, even if it's detrimental to us. So now we're promoting things that are detrimental to us, and we call it unconditional love. Take me as I am. I have nothing at all. And then we ended up as if like everybody who does fuck shit is somehow mentally challenged. They not. It's like people in their right mind making bad decisions.
How is that?
But I think we'll overlook them and then try to like blame it on the mentally ill people. Like we overshadowed regular people doing regular fuck shit, and then we're like, well, what about the mentally challenged people? They're not our biggest issue.
But we gotta stop saying they regular people. Why we just can't say they mentally challenged like the other ones?
Because everybody not. Well, then all of us are mentally challenged.
All of us are not. All of us.
Yeah,
are
but
not.
all of us are.
You have maturity and you have immaturity, right? Once someone matures because they know better, that should be when you, I don't know, you go through your early teenage years. Now you're early adult, 21. You should know better. If you still are deciding to go hurt somebody, I would say something's wrong with you.
Yeah. Okay. So like
regular. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think people are just violent. A lot of the time, when it's mass violence, when you have no cause or no reason or rhyme or reason, and you go shoot 15 people, that seems very mentally ill. For you to get into it with your next door neighbor and want to slap them, normal.
That's not normal. It's something wrong with them. Why we can't accept this?
We can't call every portion of violence mental illness.
Why
slavery, the people who enslaved us was mentally ill.
No, let's not even talk about that. I'm not talking about them.
Yeah, because that was violence. Somebody is just violent.
But why they just can't be
everybody who's violent? If you want to slap your neighbor because they told you something or they cut you off, and you're getting into it with people around your way, and you want to shoot them or kill them, you're not mentally ill. You're making decisions, and then you want to blame the mentally ill. You got to thank God for a strong mind. If you truly see people who don't have the capacity to even think, if you've ever seen a person have a schizophrenic episode, a bipolar episode, and you honestly see them without drugs, not be able to control the brain chemistry in their brain, it is just very disheartening for us to understand that there are people who live in the streets because they can't mentally function well.
There's levels to it, Sherelle.
And just say, oh yeah, because he wanted to rob the store. He mentally ill too.
It's levels to
nigga
it.
Just wanted to rob the store. Niggas just want to do shit.
Wrong with him. That's why. Something's wrong.
No.
Why the hell was a regular? Because you mentioned they regular. Why would a regular person want to rob a store and go hurt the old man that owns it? And then
because they broke. Regular people steal when they broke. Regular when you don't have money, you steal. And when you start stealing and you get away with shit, you keep getting away with shit. You don't have to be the brokest nigga in the world. If you go score and you sell drugs, you'll make a lot of money in a little bit of time. And people get addicted to making fast money. People get addicted to the fast life. People get addicted to getting something for nothing. Why go make 50,000 when I can rob a nigga for 50,000 in 5 minutes flat?
You just proved my point.
Why go get a car when I can go take a nigga car in 5 minutes flat? And it would only take 5 minutes for something you worked 5 years for. I can come take it from you in 5 minutes. That's regular get over nigga shit. Niggas like to get over. Niggas like to take advantage of things.
But we
niggas like to conquer. And they have been doing this for eons. This is who they are. That is not mental illness. So we're not gonna throw the schizophrenia people over there, and the people with bipolar, and the people with personality disorder, people who are really sick, who can't make it through their day. We're not gonna throw them in the pool with motherfuckers who want to run around and destroy shit.
But you mentioned addiction. Addiction
That's
is
just like the girls who fuck niggas so that they can get into a music video, or fuck niggas so they can get into a movie, and fuck niggas so that they can get into some type of position and then turn around and talk about sexual assault when there's women who are getting fucking raped for real. You literally take what's really going on with a real issue and you water it down for people who just want to do fuck shit. It's a very normal for people to be like, you know what? There's a right way to do some shit, and I'm gonna find the wrong way to do some shit.
But why gotta be watered down?
I could pay for this shit, but I'm about to steal this shit.
That's taking it to the extreme. Ain't nobody watering nothing down just because I said they all in the same pool. It's levels. Just like in the pool, there's levels. You have 12 feet and it goes all the way to 1. Like, we notice. It's levels to that.
Some of these niggas is dry and we saying they wet. Some of these niggas is not in the pool at all.
Okay.
They're not even in the pool. They're just making bad decisions. That's what I'm saying. Why do we think as black people that it's not, that we can't do fuck shit? Every time we on fuck shit, we gotta say that it's something mentally off with us. We have to have some excuse. We honestly think that we're so fucking perfect that we would never make mistakes unless we're mentally ill. That is insane. No, we be on fuck shit, and we wake up and make conscious decisions to be on fuck shit. It is not a mental disorder. This is who we want to be. This is who we choose to be. They will come out the suburbs. They will come out of middle class homes with parents and come cosplay in the hood. They will.
There's people
all in their right minds.
But there's people, just because they come from a 2-parent household and they in a nice middle class environment, don't mean nothing. Because you don't know what those parents or how these parents are teaching these kids. We never talked about that. Just because the parents got money don't mean they there. They could be raising themselves in a middle class environment with hundreds of dollars in their fucking Cash App, being driven in fucking whatever the nicest cars today, Teslas. That got nothing to do with how these parents are raising these kids at all. The same way they being raised in this hood, guess what? Some of them being raised the same way with money. So what you saying?
Lady Di, you keep saying some. Like, we can't quantify that. Yeah, we understand those people exist, but what do we do with the fact that there's some people? We can't do anything with that.
Majority of these kids are being raised normally. Now, conditions are different. Obviously, somebody in the hood versus somebody that's living in middle class. Obviously, there's certain things that a middle class person would not have to deal with. But these parents are still not there. They're not teaching them shit. That's the same. They raising themselves, letting the social media raise these kids. They're not doing nothing with these kids with money. What are we talking about?
So what's the reply? Is that a retort to what Sherelle was saying? Like, what's the?
Yes, because
but those
go ahead, sorry.
Are those people? Are you considering that those people then have cognitive declines?
The kids we're talking about.
Yeah, whomever comes on it.
So the kids that are not being like raising themselves, they got social media taking over. Then you got the gamers, right? They're not even outside. They just don't have any social anything. It's a lot going on there. Kids from these places start suffering from the mental stuff that I was talking about earlier, depression. And then you look at them like, how the hell can you be depressed? Look at their life, because you're watching them, right? You have these things. I saw you grow up, but you never seen how their parents was raising them in that house. Never. The money don't change these parents being shitty parents.
Okay. Now their behavior. Are they responsible for their behavior?
They're responsible for the behavior. They're acting out though from what I was saying. Parents are not doing a good job. Because like if you can't, right? You have kids. as they get, I know you have an older child too. As they get older, you're raising them to be a certain way, correct? So you expect them to do certain things because that's how you raise them. You're not going to expect your teenager to go and do a lot of this dumb shit you seeing because you raised her this way, right? But then you got somebody that's neighbor to you that look like they got the same life, but they're not doing or teaching the same things at all. So that person then becomes affected and they start acting out differently. And then they start getting jealous of your child because they see the difference between the way how you're parenting her as a father versus her own father that's not doing shit.
Okay. Now, what happens when my child does something she shouldn't have done? Does she have mental illness?
No, only because I said mental illness usually comes from when people have something that happened in their childhood.
But see, that's the part that we just.
That's what I was saying. Their brain gets it's impaired from things that happen. I said that part. I didn't say like you just said. You raised her right. All right, you taught her everything, and then she still chooses right to go do something opposite. I mean, you can evaluate it. You can look at it and say, hey, let me take it to the doctor. I don't know why you're doing these things. You may find out that she's okay, or you may find out that she could be suffering from bipolar. You just never know. You have to get people checked out. But,
so now nobody has mental issue. Because guess what? The church girl, she got mental issues, right? Because she lashes out because her upbringing was too strict. So now the church girl has mental issues because she had too many boundaries in her life. The girl with no father has mental issues because nobody was there to raise her. When people don't like or don't benefit from their circumstances, I was treated like this. I was ignored. They even had the boy who they said he had influenza because he came from such prominent background. So now he had a mental issue and he killed 4 of his friends in a car accident, drunk driving. So they didn't prosecute him to the fullest extent. He later got arrested for something else. It does a disservice to people who are really going through cognitive issues that they can't change. If my parents were not there, I have an issue. If my parents were there, if I had an issue. If my parent had too much money, I have an issue. If my parents had not enough money, I have an issue. That shit get crazy, man. Damn. I think Di having a conversation.
I'm sorry.
Oh, she's on.
I said
my bad. Affluenza, not influenza. Oh, not affluenza. My bad.
I said that I would never water down someone that has an actual issue because I see the difference. There's no comparison from you raising your child right and she decides to make the wrong decision versus the person next door to you that wasn't raised right, but they have this. Y'all have same type.
But could you hear me though? I don't know.
Yeah,
you couldn't hear me. So what about the church girl? Or her dad's a pastor. She can't go nowhere. She can't do nothing. What did they say about them? When they get to school, they be lashing ass.
Yeah, I said the mind. I said it's all in the mind. Is what.
Wait, but slow down. What about her? Does she have the right to claim mental issues because of how she was raised?
So my response is it's all in the mind. Everybody like.
Come on, Di. Come on.
It gotta be. Mind.
It gotta be. She lashing ass. Now she throwing ass because she was unable to throw it in high school because she lived with her parent. Come on, man. Like
now you're talking about being a hoe. Like that's not.
What? Wait. Hold on now. Ho. Being a hoe can't be mental issue. Based on your synopsis.
Explain how a hoe could be a mental issue. I'm trying to understand what your logic is.
She was unable. No, this is your logic. She was unable to throw ass because she came up, a pastor's kid, a PK, right? That's what they call it. So now she outside doing the most. Why not just make people accountable? You made that decision. You pay for it. It's your fault.
When you know right from wrong, I feel like something's wrong with you, period. It's not saying that they're the same as someone that has schizophrenia. Like, never that. Never that. I just said there's levels. So we mentioned they all in the same pool. The pool has 12 inches over here, 12 feet, I'm sorry. And then you got one over there, 1 inch. There's levels to it. Nothing is ever watered down. I would never take that from nobody because I see it. It's real out here. It's just that those people that's on one, so that girl, the pastor, she'll be like on a damn two. She needs something in her brain. To me, it's in the mind. Something in her mind is conflicting. Why? We wouldn't know. But she needs to be coached and talked to other than what her dad, her pastor was doing. And understand why she's doing what she's doing. And then help her get through it to not do these things that's hurting herself. That's it. Does she get punishment? Yes, she should get punished for what she's doing. Correct.
Everybody got mental issues, man.
We all sick.
No, we're not all sick, yo.
We're all sick.
Oh my gosh.
That's all I can say.
I'm gonna see what James thinks. I don't know. You agree with me or you don't?
Yo.
You agree with me or you don't? You was listening?
This nigga talking all over the place. I'm trying to follow it, but I think she can confuse it. She be doing this shit to me all the time, y'all. So it's not me, but nah, it's all love. But so are you? Because are you? Because empathy has some understanding into it, already, right? So you saying you get where they're coming from, but you still want them to be punished. But why does that matter?
Just like when somebody dies, you get the autopsy. They say, oh, okay, this person died from head trauma, but they also have HIV. Why does that matter?
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
So we had this conversation all the time. So I be telling her, like, people don't care about why. Nigga, you stepped on my toe. I don't care why. My toe still hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's she be always trying to tell me, hey, I want to know why, but most people don't care about the why. Like, I lost a family member, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you hurt my feelings, you know what I'm saying? I don't need an explanation. I just need you to, you know what I mean, do something about it type of deal. So I think that's why she's so heavy on the why, because in her mind, she thinks that
it has to be a reason, guys.
Yeah, she can forgive you easier because she knows the why. You know what I'm saying? So if she knows you messed up in the head, you know what I'm saying? I can say, all right, this nigga messed up in the head, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna retaliate or, you know what I'm saying, try to get him back type of deal. So I think that's what she's thinking of coming from.
Yeah, no, 100%. 100%. And the title of the show is Unconditional Love is Anti-Blackness.
Yeah,
we make it reasonable for us. We make it palatable for ourselves for poor behavior. We'll see things and always give our people a way out or excuse or lower the level of accountability, right? Yeah. And justify it, right? And that's what's holding us back, right? That's anti-black to say all shit is cool, ain't cool, or there's a reason why he did it. It ain't his fault.
Exactly. And I totally agree with that sentiment. And honestly, she don't really care about those people like that. Honestly, to be frank with y'all, I think it's the people that I know, her family member that she talking about, that nigga, yeah, you know what I'm saying, he got something like legit wrong with this nigga, but she, you know what I mean, she cut him off type of deal. So I know, like, you know what I'm saying, and it was, you know what I mean, kind of hurt for her to do that and stuff like that, but the guy has some serious issues, and the person that his mom had some bad issues too and stuff like that, whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? And then, she probably don't want to tell the story, but because you know,
Well, no, it don't matter. She deleted herself
Yeah.
from mental issues. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know,
From a real problem.
Yeah. And then now he had to grow up, you know what I mean, and seeing that, knowing that, in and out of jail, in and out of mental hospitals and stuff like that, whatever. So, but yeah, she had to like cut him off like a few years back and stuff like that. So, but yeah, man, it's you know, something to think about. But I think we all holding each other back because, like, even with I was watching it earlier with the EBT, you notice the news always have us writing stories and stuff like that, whatever, with the EBT, and we not even much the most that's on it. Like, I just want our black women to, like, hey, if the news asking y'all about EBT, say, hey, I'll have no comment. Just get your damn EBT and go home. You know what I'm saying? And stop being, because they always try to make us the face of it rather than the real people that's on it the most. You know what I'm saying? And then now we looked at it as, hey, look at the black women getting the EBT again and blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, you can find earlier men talking about it. Black women, we got to say, hey, yo, you know what I mean? We can't be on these news channels no more. You know what I mean? We got to get off that shit because they trying to paint a narrative. You know what I mean? Just like with the black fatigue thing, they trying to rally up the troops. You know what I mean? And some of us have, you know what I mean, black fatigue and all this type of shit. But we have to realize, like, yo, like, they trying to spin this another way, and we're not going to like it if they continue down this path. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of that. Like, we're definitely willing to be a court jester.
Yeah.
You know, and again, we're talking about the person, like what we were just talking about was the person doing the acts, right?
Yeah.
But that's the minority of people. The majority of us, the larger portion is people enabling it. Yeah, right? Exactly. He did that because of this. He did that because he didn't have X, right? Free Yayo. Remember that when 50 first came out? Free Yayo. Everybody wanted that shirt. Yeah, right? Yeah. You know, and there's just more of the unconditional. We don't see the wrong, right? And us agreeing with it, we with it.
Yeah, exactly. Even us, remember back in the day wearing the snowman shirts and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing what that represent. You know what I mean? I ain't sell no drug at all, but I had a damn snowman shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it just, man, like, and that's what we gotta stop glorifying these people, because we got actually young kids taking that shit cool. And then we like, nigga, no, it's not. You know what I mean? We just doing it because it's like a entertainment, whatever. But they not putting two and two together, and that's a bad job on the parents. You know what I mean? Like my son be trying to walk out here with his pants sag, and I say, nigga, you know where that's from? You know, like, pull your damn pants up. You know, like, we gotta correct them. You know what I mean? Because they seen other kids doing it and they trying to do it. You know what I mean? And we gotta be willing to say, hey, my kids are fucking up right here, X, Y, and Z. Hey, this is what I had to do to help them out. And then now you can tell me some stuff. You know what I mean? Like, because our kids not gonna be perfect. You know what I mean? We got to stop being on here acting like shit is perfect and stuff like that. So that's another thing right there. You know?
Yeah, people are making poor decisions with all their faculties.
Yep.
Right. It does a disservice to people who really got something going on.
Yeah.
Like your cousin sound like he really had some shit going on.
Yeah, he was fucked up.
Yeah, now you got a motherfucker who acting crazy, who ain't crazy. Now your cousin get watered down. Now he really get put in the penitentiary in general pop.
Yeah. But it started from childhood, though.
But this the other one, right? Because I think this maybe resonates with women, right? I always mention Brian Banks. He got accused of rape, lost his career. Several men happened, and it turned out the lady said it on camera. No, he didn't do nothing to me. In a casual conversation with her defense attorney. Right?
Yeah.
But now what happens? See, you ain't trust none of these hoes. So now what happened to the women who actually get physically taken advantage of?
Exactly.
Now you got doubt for them, and now that really happened to her.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, and I see the level too, man. Like, this nigga, he broke into somebody's house. The lady was in there, and then he said he apologized and walked out. Like, nigga, what's wrong with you? Just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy, man. Like, you just doing it just to do it. Got money and everything. Like, it's crazy.
You seen the one dude? He stole the car and brought the car back and yelled at the parents because the baby was still in there.
Yeah. The white boy, right? Yeah, like
yo, it's like, yo, are you crazy or you not crazy? Like, you know. Oh man, Aaron, what's good?
Perfect.
Yo, what's going on, y'all?
What's going on?
Yeah, I've been listening to this conversation. I wanted to get into the mental health piece, but it sounds like you've moved on from that. But to address the topic of the show, I mean, look, conditional love, unconditional love. I'm slowly beginning to realize that shit is useless because no one's willing to point the finger at themselves. You can show all the unconditional love in the world you want. If the motherfucker isn't willing to make a change with themselves, then it doesn't matter. And I think we're all guilty of that too. I know I am, and I know everybody on this panel is we all do some dicked up shit. So are we willing to really go, you know what? Yeah, the black community needs unconditional love, but so do I. Like I gotta hold myself accountable and responsible for the dicked up shit that I do. Because otherwise it's just we just talking shit. Really. I mean it's useless information, whether it's conditional or unconditional. It's just everybody feeling good about themselves because they get to point the fucking finger. When do we go, you know, I do some dicked up shit. Because what that really does is it gives your love, whether it's conditional or not, credence. Because it shows a level of humanity and accountability to make other people really listen. You got shit that you gotta fix. I got shit I gotta fix. But we're not doing that. It's just unconditional love. We gotta strengthen the way we talk to people with them correcting their shit. What the fuck are you doing? Because I ask myself that all the time. What the fuck am I doing? That's why I have such a very high standard of communication. Because I talk to people the way I would want to be spoken to, and I'm not going to cut you off. You cut me, you know what I mean? And to me, being cut off is the most disrespectful thing in the world. But I also know one of the things I have to work on personally is to understand that I can't expect myself out of other people, that other people have lives, that other people have a form of wisdom that I don't have. And maybe what I'm doing is incorrect. Maybe I'm being unfair. But see, what we don't do is we don't see a reason to make changes in ourselves. And if we don't see a reason that's clear, we're not going to make that change. Even if someone else tells us you're doing something stupid and there's a reason to change. If you don't accept the reason to change, you're not going to make the change. So what's the point in unconditional love or conditional love? If the person doesn't see for themselves a need for themselves to change, what are we really doing? The best way to get someone to see a reason for a need to change is to first see a need for a reason to change in yourself. Then you can communicate that to someone. Hopefully. Whether they accept it or not is to be determined, but probably not. But that's why I say that's what's fucked up with everything that's been discussed today is just problems with black pop culture. I'm not going to say culture, right? Because another thing that I've learned about myself, I always like to denigrate black culture, which I'm learning is unfair because there are things in black culture that are beautiful. So what I'm going to say is black pop culture. That's the change in my narrative that I'm making in real time. Because what's popular in our culture is the part that's fucked up. But we have beautiful things in our culture. The activists, the art, the jazz, you know what I mean? Like the resilience, there's a ton of things. Food, even though that shit isn't healthy, there's still an art to it that's born from struggle. So for me to say black culture's fucked up is a fucked up thing to say. But what I can say is black pop culture, the things that we hold popular, is fucked up. Now you can make the distinction. But that's exactly the problem. Black pop culture tells us that we have to have this individualistic approach to the way we see the world and the way the world is to treat us. Well, you want to be such an individual, then what are you doing wrong? Because everybody knows nobody's perfect. And if you're a part of the everybody that's not perfect, then you're not perfect. So what are you doing wrong? Like at the end of the day, that's the question I had now is what the fuck are we really talking about? I'm done. I don't like long-windedness, so
You're talking
I'm
about
getting long-winded.
Well, you're talking about self-accountability overall, right?
100%.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Self-accountability, it seems like a internal job, right? But I tell you, it's nothing like max out day with a spotter.
There you go.
You know, I have to be willing to put that weight on the bar. And that person, I gotta trust that person enough to say, you bullshitting, yeah, go for it. And when I go for it, right, they either help me or hurt me in that instance.
Right.
So you wrestling with something, Aaron, and I'm like, man, fuck that shit. What happens in that wrestling match? What happens in your tournament? And I'm like, nah, you right, you bugging, you wilding, Aaron, right? Because I think affirmation works in a whole lot of ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have so much enabling going on. You have to recognize you have an issue, and then your mans and them should be like, yeah, you're right. You do got that issue.
Right.
And it's hard working through shit by ourselves. That's the conversation we were having kind of Friday. Like, how do men navigate the shit that we dealing with? Are we navigating it well? Or are we just getting through it? And we understand getting through it is the job, but what's the residual effects of that? Like you always say, you have your wolf pack. Accountability goes higher when you got people around you that have the similar prescriptions and willing to hold you accountable for the shit you do.
Right.
And they know when you bullshit, even if you don't want to admit it.
Right.
Yeah.
But even then, the first step in accountability is positioning yourself with a wolf pack that's going to do that job.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to remain free and clear, I just wouldn't develop a wolf pack to hold me accountable. And that way I can go around pointing the finger all day. But the first internal piece of work is to set myself up with something externally that's going to spot me when I can't get that weight up.
Yeah. That's the true accountability, right?
Right. That's the admission of the admission of one's own inability and setting something up in your environment to compensate for it.
Yep, exactly. Because you know better. You know yourself.
Right.
Yep.
I'm gonna dick this up. You always say that lone wolf shit is for the birds.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna dick this up alone.
Sherelle was saying like people create echo chambers on purpose.
Right. What's the opposite of a wolf pack? Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the enabler.
Oh no, shit crazy, bro. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Soldier, salute, I hope all is well, man. Matt P with the $5 says, lady died tripping. She is too understanding with this. Them doctors, she paraphrasing, I'll be mad at her. Cloud House with the $2 says, die essentially making a nature versus nurture argument. Reese with the $2 says, Sherelle with the cherry lips looking all delicious, says Reese Anderson. Aaron with the $2 says, so how we spot the people that with real mental issues? This is the type of shit that blurs it, man. As Abe with the $2 says, USA calls using a disease. UABs need to catch up. American blacks need to catch up. As Abe with the $2 says, all you need for a diagnosis is a doctor who will write it. Yeah, man. Tone, what up?
What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
Tone 1300 in the building, renewing. I know, is it a new member? I think Tone might be a new member. Salute, man. G, welcome to the family, man. As Abe with the $2, drug, illness, drugs, drugs, illness to emphasize now. DJT wife ambition. I'm not sure what that means. Aaron with the $5 says the lyrics to the Cheers theme song explains different reasons why people drink. ATW with the $5 says no, none of this is new. We have done this since the beginning of time. Trigger Mike with the $5 says freedom is a scary concept. Once you admit you are free, you are then responsible for your own outcomes. Therefore, most people create mental shackles. And with the $2, y'all seen the video with Marvin Winans? Yeah, I saw that. ATW with the $5 says, Shalom, family. Evil spirits running rampant in the earth. As Abe with the $2 says, no, the retort is not American black women. As Abe with the $2 says, pull up images of black women. Start with Joy Taylor. As Abe with the $5 says, please ask the chat when you say black women, which women do y'all picture in your mind? Jamaicans, Africans, Dominicans, Mixies? Y'all are thinking of the American black women. Be honest. Make it make sense. As Abe with the $2, many call themselves black women, but y'all only picture American black women. Trey with the $2 says, folks don't speak out because they don't want to die. As Abe with the $2 says, y'all about that life? This one, Sherelle was on her diatribe. Dre said, church, preach, tabernacle. Dre with the $10 says, fuck those who are a detriment to the community. Preach, Sherelle. Like, share, subscribe, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So this I needed to hear this. Perfect. Cheek, what's up, man? I got to roll in a little bit. What you got for us?
No, I needed to clarify. My stance wasn't mental illness to everyone. My stance is stop classifying every person as black and do some mental ill shit as just niggas. Like that, stop doing that. Like there's more to it than just niggas do this, because that's what happens all the time. This is what happens with a lot of white conservatives, black conservatives. They see somebody or see something like that dude that stabbed old girl in the train.
Yeah.
And then they say, look at the niggas. And he's like, wait a minute, no, he that's different. That he one of them. Right. I'm not saying shootouts don't exist. That shit happen. But if you see some shit like that, or some random dude doing some random shit that has no affiliation with nothing, just mental ill shit, stop trying to keep. They try to classify shit as just like niggas do this, and so anytime somebody black do something, it's automatically categorized to niggas, and it's like that shit got to stop, because we can't be responsible for every single thing, right? I'm not gonna say and deny gang violence and shit like that, because it is what it is, but don't sit here and put every account of violence to one group just because they are a certain race. Because I already showed you I can find the exact same thing. White people, we don't be like, oh, that's just white men. Although the statistics show is more in our favor for us to say that. You know, it just don't even make sense to do it. But no, and I'm tough on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you special ed, missing one chromosome. If you 6'4", 280 pounds, and the teacher take away your weed and you beat her like a goddamn gorilla, shoot him. Like, I don't give a fuck if he's 16, 14, 15. Yeah. That nigga gotta go. He can't be here.
Yeah, 100%. Right. He beat the shit out of that little white lady. And
then that white lady got dog walked. I said, yo, if it was me and I was the resource officer, fucking taser. We're shooting it. We're shooting it.
The nigga from the longest yard.
What the parents should have did, they shouldn't be in school. Those people like that.
I don't care where they should be. See, my thing is, you can be wherever you want to be, as long as you act accordingly, right? But the moment you identify yourself as you can't be here, take them out. There is no reason. Like the moment you stab somebody on that train, there's no trial. Like we see the evidence, the video, you stabbed that girl in the chest. She was just sitting there. You gotta go.
Yeah.
No, we can't rehabilitate you. No, we can't. None of that shit. On the spot, once we see your hands, put them behind your head and we will execute you. I don't care if you're 14. I don't care how many brain cells you missing or have. If you if you violent like that, you can't be here. I ain't got time for it. Because if that's my kid, nothing's stopping me from killing that kid.
Yeah. That's good, right? Yo, you look at them, it's obvious as shit, right? Like you see the behavior. I was just trying to protect the integrity of the dude on the train for being crazy, and the kid with the Wii from Lady Di. Lady Di
Shoot them niggas. Like it's that
I'm
simple.
just saying,
Get
Lady
rid of
Di
them
was
niggas.
saying, listen, man, you going through something, people going through this, that, and the third. Mental health. It was like the mental health jacket was getting watered down, even though Lady Di did clarify saying there's levels to it. I can understand that, but yo, when niggas is beefing and they shoot each other's block up,
I don't care what mental illness that is. That's nigga hate. Whatever.
yeah,
Get rid of
they
that.
doing that shit, right? I'm not putting them in nobody's asylum, nigga. You go 23-1, or you get the penalty that you leverage against other people, right?
Nigga, you go to the graveyard. Fuck all that. Because you start. The problem is you shoot everything but the target. How the fuck you shoot everything but the target, nigga? 100,000 rounds and you hit everybody but your target. You gotta die. Like you. Not only are you not good because you just shooting everything, but you can't even join the military because you can't shoot the enemy. You hit one of our people before you hit the fucking. Bro, you have no purpose, bro. You gotta go. And I understand, the trenches is the trenches. Cool, get that. But nigga, if this is what you're doing and you're now causing a detriment to society, I'm not gonna be soft on that. I could be soft towards nonviolent crimes like drugs and stuff like that. Like homeless people, I see they're either druggies or there's something actually wrong. I can be as understanding and empathetic toward that all the time. I can, because that makes sense. They're not a detriment to the people around, and we should find some type of government funding or some type of charity to help these people out. But the ones that are proving themselves to be violent, nigga, we don't have time for you because you're killing people in the process of us trying to figure some shit out. When the people who have already died and passed away, they still got people that care about them. Like, no, I don't care. Perfect example. Unfortunately, Sherelle has experienced this. Somebody unwell or whatever the case committed a terrorist act. I'm not trying to hear let's rehabilitate him. No. Where he died is where he should have died, on the spot where he was at. He shouldn't have been able to roam around, nothing, none of that. People need to learn about that because that needs to be clear. I think the clear that is, although they may not be there all the way, there's some level of cognitive understanding of consequences, right? And you can at least point to multiple examples of, hey, son, daughter, whatever, you have an issue, but this cannot escalate beyond this, because if it does, you'll be dead. And it just be that straightforward.
So,
and I think that incentivizes the parents to be a little bit more heavy-handed too. Like, well, hey, keep.
I agree, Cheeky. The only thing is, I wanted to start from the beginning part.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that, like the kid you mentioned, or whatever example you mentioned about the kid had an issue and they did what they did to the teacher. What I was saying is that I get you. The problem is the kids should have never been at the school. There are parents who are able to stay at home. They actually give parents money, right? To stay at home with their child. It's not like they have to go to work. I understand people have to go to work, but you don't have to. The kid is like that. They're choosing to go to work. So there are parents who actually stay home with kids that's like that, and they grow up to become adults. And guess what? That adult is with their parent. They have to be supervised. And that's the issue. They're letting these people out in the society blending in with us. And then it's affecting everything. So that's why I was just saying some of that stuff needs to be separated. I don't know why they need to blend in with regular people, because it's affecting the society.
But I think there's a difference, right? Funny enough, there's this autistic kid named Darius that's on social media. Not a violent autistic, or what do you call it? Non-verbal autist. He just do autistic shit. And you could tell he's not all the way there. He just kind of, I can understand that. But if Darius grabs a hammer and tries to attack one of the teachers, that kid got to go. And trying to separate them from the rest of society is just not going to work, because at some level, the problem is there is a spectrum, like you were saying, to all of this. And although there's a spectrum, they're still humans. So it's like you got to find this balance of human decency within the special ed, although it is kind of, it's kind of confusing. Like, okay, you sped, but you're a human, but you're not a whole human. You like a six-year-old, but you 34.
But you
What do
see
we
what
do?
you
Well,
said? Like, I get it. It's kind of going to be impossible, especially how they have policies in place today. But it's just, unfortunately, a lot of these people are not supposed to be mixed in with us. I don't know how else to
not
say
true.
it.
I can't say
That's
that.
your child. So, unfortunately, some people have kids that have conditions, and it's hard. It's a very sensitive topic. But if you know your child is going to be disruptive because they even harming you in the house, then
Okay, yeah. Now see, now if you know, yeah, I'm with you on that. Like if you know at 3 a.m. you could be waking up to a dark figure over your head that's gonna hit you.
Right.
Do not let that lock him up in your own home,
Right.
all right? Unless you want him to get locked up outside. But if you got a Down syndrome kid and they like cooking, put them on YouTube because they got the 3 Down syndrome kids that be on YouTube cooking shit. I'm not gonna say they don't deserve to be around other people because they just have Down syndrome and they like to cook, but you know your kid. That's the thing about these parents. You know your kids.
Right.
You know your kid violent, and you know he's special or off or whatever it is. Come on, man. Like that's on you.
By the way, Down syndrome people are like the sweetest people.
Some of them be mean.
They some of them be assholes. So they got all kind of versions too. They got gang downs on Down syndrome people.
Oh my
They be
goodness.
throwing
They got
they be throwing up
OnlyFans
fires.
Down syndromes now. Shit.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. See, you know?
They all got the same look
I
though.
hate that.
They look like God copy paste they face.
I hate that Big Aaron got on the panel because this minimize, maximize shit that we keep doing, it just gets on my nerves. It's like, I think I could articulate myself better every time we talking about the degeneracy. And it's like, well, since I'm not perfect, then we can't critique anybody. You're not being able to communicate the best way doesn't mean you're actively destroying the community.
All that.
So why every time when we're talking about people who actively go out, do you pee in hallways? Niggas be peeing in people's hallways. Why are you doing that? Are you robbing people? People are robbing people. But every time we're talking about this, they get up here and be like, well, we're not perfect. We never want to point this. Well, I point the finger at myself if I was robbing niggas. I probably should stop robbing niggas. Why every time we talk about them, we want to mix ourselves with, I'm black too, so I can understand robbing. I don't understand robbing niggas. I don't understand stealing niggas' cars just because I'm black. I do not relate to that. Why do we have to group it all up? We keep watering everything down because we want to keep grouping it all up. I do not understand that. Tupac mama was a black queen. She was in the Black Panther movement. People are fucking suffering. Teenagers today are still suffering because their grandmothers was on drugs.
No. As Ava the 2000 says, cheeky. Say if you including take out YouTube people too. Say
White. I think that's white people.
Oh, white people. Yeah, he's saying anybody who does one of those egregious acts that he considers their life should be taken, white, black, blue, purple.
Yeah, they gotta go. For sure.
Reese with the $5 says, we all have mental issues just by living on the earth. When we babies, we are a blank canvas that gets affected by experiences, circumstances, and society. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. What do you think, Cheek? Any last words? And I'll see y'all tonight for the POV.
Perfect.
POV is title, subject is not too much on the baby mama.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
What you think, Cheek? Not on the title, but on this show.
Perfect.
I was about to say, I don't know what that means. Ain't nobody tell you to fuck him. Ain't nobody say he should have fucked you. But I don't know. As far as the mental illness thing needs to be like seriously addressed, and it needs to be addressed separated from race, because it's its own thing. Like the people that have mental illnesses, it's a real thing. I have family members that have it, and I'm not saying like distant relatives, like close, that have it, and it's not easy. It's not an easy life to live with. Now they're not violent, but they not normal either, and it's apparent. So it's like we need to be honest about that conversation and treat them separate from just this idea or this the politics of race, because it don't help nobody. They don't care what they look like. They know they go through shit. So yeah.
Word. Die.
So I just want to say that I don't want to talk about it as much, but I do want us to remember that you got cases of mental health that's like at the highest, but I don't want people to disqualify the ones that are at the lowest. That's all I wanted to say, because there's people that have like issues that are like underlining, and it could gradually get bigger because it's not being addressed. It's just like, oh, just get over it, go change, go do this. But sometimes there be something wrong with people for real.
I know.
Because it may sound common, you may be like, nothing's wrong with you. You're okay. But sometimes it be wrong with people. And then 10 years later, you're like, damn, this nigga was trying to tell me something and I just missed it. So I think we all just got to learn it better. That's it. Just learn more about mental health.
Rally.
Another one. Thank y'all for coming. Thank for everybody super chat. Thank for everybody that joined the panel. I know we always want to talk about what's against us. I just think we need to start focusing on more of the shit that we do that can be anti-black, because it ain't pro-black. So other than that, we can understand why people don't see the bigger picture. I don't think it's designed for people to see the bigger picture. You can't always blame them. But if you're a light for your people, don't shine on them, shine for them. And don't be afraid to build awareness and really start the conversation so niggas can understand it.
Yeah, I just looking at the topic, right? And I think your initial dialogue was pretty clean, And yeah, I'm looking in the chat, and we just kind of just got a back and forth going, And there's credence to what Lady Di said. Cheeky kind of understands it, and he's saying, listen, when you identify this, do something about it. Right? And we understand that. I just wonder if we are so understanding to our detriment. We've all gone through so many things, like the super chat said. There's several things that affect you cognitively, subconsciously. But at what point do you to ask people to build a bridge or to deal with things, right, not affecting other people? When does accountability start and stop? Is it at only the deep end of the pool or the shallow end? And if it's the shallow end, are we holding people accountable as they should be? Like I said, I'm learning about the mental health shit. That shit is not. I can't let the fucking Athenians and boy lovers fucking tell me how my brain's supposed to work. I just can't get behind that shit totally. You see based on behavior that we don't think the same. But I'm supposed to say, this is how I reconcile it based on their logic, based on their ideology. It just give me cause for pause. And I'm not totally on the depression train. I've been working through that. but I still don't think I believe in it.
There's people who
Maybe.
enable that.
Whoa. God. Listen, let me say something to y'all. Every time somebody else is doing a final thought, I don't talk. And when y'all done, I say indeed, or I hit one of the sounds. So now when HAMP doing his final thought, Sherelle does it. Lady Di just did it. Big Aaron, Mr. Finn. Why do y'all do that to me?
Because your final thoughts be so good that it gets the conversation going again. And your nose shiny. You got no neck. And you short. And your knees and your ankles like 3 inches apart. And that's really why you short. Because it ain't your really, you have a normal torso, but your knee to your ankle ratio is like 3 inches. I don't know. You can touch your ankle and your knee at the same time. Because your hand big. But I just,